in the second period. Looked like they were in control of the game, but 5 straight goals, and that would be it for the Rangers. They would fight back from 6-3 down to make it 6-5 on goals for Miller and Lafreniere, but eventually fell on the empty netter, lost to Seattle, and as I mentioned, losing 7 of their last 9. So the Rangers just trying to find some consistency. They will finish up this 5-game homestand against Chicago tonight, go to Buffalo on Wednesday, then come back home to take on the Los Angeles Kings on Sunday before going back on the road again. So Rangers getting a lot more games played here. For a while, they played the least amount of games in the league, but getting busier and busier and just trying to find some traction 1-1 now since the Jacob Trouba deal. It is now time for the Recovery Report, which is presented by New York Presbyterian. Getting back to the Jacob Trouba deal, they were able to get a defenseman in return, Urho Vakanainen, out with an upper body injury. He's on injured reserve, so he's not going to play in the immediate future for the New York Rangers. They do get Brett Berard back from his upper body injury. He'll be the right wing on the 4th line. Jimmy Vesey, Johnny Brodzinski, and Connor McKay have been scratched, so Connor getting called up earlier today will not play, as he is going to be a healthy scratch. Injuries for the Blackhawks. Seth Jones is out with an injured foot. Peter Mrazek, he injured his groin in the Blackhawks last game, so he's on injured reserve. Alec Martinez with the injured neck. Laurent Brousseau, he's out with a knee injury, so Chicago struggling, 5 straight losses, also banged up going into this game against the Rangers. The Recovery Report is presented by New York Presbyterian with world-class doctors in Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine. Stay amazing. Lots to do here on the pregame show, getting ready for the Blackhawks. We'll rewind back to the game yesterday against Seattle at Madison Square Garden. We'll hear from Peter Laviolette, Vincent Trocheck, Mika Zibanejad, and Keandre Miller. A little bit later on, we'll finally hear from Igor Shesterkin, as he's got a baby on the way and also a brand new contract, so we'll hear from him. And we will also check in with Dave Maloney. He'll have the goaltending matchup of the keys to the game coming up in a little bit. Then after 7 o'clock, it'll be Kenny Albert and Dave with the call of the Rangers and the Blackhawks from Madison Square Garden. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Get closer to exclusive talk, comedy, and entertainment on SiriusXM. Be part of the buzzworthy moments with Andy Cohen.
Kelly Clarkson, I do want to do a duet with you.
No nonsense advice with Dr. Laura.
Is this advice that he asks you for?
No.
Then shut the hell up.
Unparalleled wit and A-list interviews with Conan O'Brien.
Billie Eilish.
How loud can you shout?
You haven't even heard it.
That's why I'm asking.
Don't miss an exclusive moment on SiriusXM.
24/7 Hockey Talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Under review.
Avalanche goaltending sucks. There's no other way around it. They have the worst team save percentage in the National Hockey League. Oh, sure, they can score goals, but they can't prevent them. And this is why I don't take the Avalanche seriously as a Stanley Cup contender, no matter how top-heavy they are with future Hall of Famers. Their goaltending's bad.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Gardens.
On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
I drip.
Don LaGreca back here, Rangers pregame show, moments away from the Rangers and the Blackhawks here at Madison Square Garden. Rangers have dropped 7 of their last 9, including a game on Sunday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, against the Seattle Kraken, a game they were leading 3-1 in the second, but 5 unanswered goals would do the Rangers in that contest. Afterwards, Peter Laviolette, what did you make of the chances that you gave up?
The goals were the chances. That was it. We had the pieces in place, and when it came down to the point where it had to be defended, it got loose. So it's definitely not what you're looking for. You're in charge of a game 3-1, and like I said, the chances were the goals, and we could have been tighter and better in those situations.
That's what's crazy. Gave up just 22 shots, but allowed 7 goals, one of them into the empty net at the end of the game. So 6 goals on 21 shots. And Jonathan Quick didn't play poorly. It's just that they took advantage of every opportunity that they had, did the Kraken. Peter, why did things take a turn?
The scoreboard and the goals. If you go back and look at it, the chances, all of them, were the goals. And so at those points in the game, we needed to defend better than what we did. We had the pieces in place, and it was a little bit too loose, and that looseness cost us.
And Peter felt that they needed to execute better in the tighter areas.
When we had the opportunity, we were next to people that were looking to score. We were in place. We needed to do a better job in those situations and in those areas. And, the difference between 2 inches and 2 feet in any sport is a lot. And so we were there. We just needed to be a little bit tighter.
Mika Zibanejad, where do you feel that things went wrong?
Yeah, I think they had their pushback halfway through the second, and obviously I don't think they had that many chances. They just made the most out of the chances that they got, and it's a tough way to end that second period. After I think we start the game well, and thought we could have had a couple more goals in the first, and still get up to a lead in the second. And I think we're doing a lot of good things, and then it's a momentum shift and a pushback from their side that they make the most out of, and then we have to be more aware of some of the chances that we gave up. Again, I don't think it's a quantity of the chances. I thought it was the quality of the chances that puts us a little bit of a hole, but I thought try to fight back. Got close, and obviously it's a loss, and we want to win games right now, but I think there's a lot of good things that we can take away and keep building on that.
Vincent Trocheck's been hot goals in 3 straight games. Vincent, was there something Seattle did to keep you on your heels?
I think they were just playing simple. They were getting shots to net from everywhere. Every time it went back to their D, it seemed like they were getting a shot on net, and it was creating some chaos in front of ours. So it's just paying attention to those little details and making sure we have our guy and tying up sticks whenever they are shooting from the point. And when you do stuff like that, it leads to good offense, too. It leads to transition.
Now, as everything fell apart with the 5 consecutive goals, the Rangers were down 6-3, and they fought back. Goals from Miller and Lafreniere made it a 6-5 game. So Keandre is the third period a positive sign that you can fight back from any deficit.
Yeah, I think over the last couple of years even, this team's identity has been no quit. And, I think we've shown that over the last couple of years and the close games we've had and the battles we've come back from. So I think it's a good step in the right direction.
Remember last year, the Rangers led the league in come-from-behind victories with 28, 12 of them in the third period. So we know the team has the ability to do it so far. Through the first 26 games, they haven't been able to do it as high a rate as they did last year. Back to Mika Zibanejad on the emotions of following a loss like this.
Obviously, the result matters. The result matters when you're in a situation like this. It's the situation that we're in is because we've been losing, and we want to get back to winning games and putting a couple wins in a row and build something off of that. But I thought there was, other than maybe the 10-minute lapse in the second period, I thought the energy was high. I thought we competed, we played hard, and that's something that we have to take with us until tomorrow.
Back to Vinny Trocheck. How do you balance finding positives with knowing you need to win games right now?
Yeah, you gotta stay positive at times like this and make sure that we know what we're capable of. I think, like we played in the third period, I feel like we played like a team that knew we could come back from down 2 or 3 goals, and that's the sense we had in the room last year. Anytime we were down a couple goals, and I think this is a step in the right direction in that sense, and making sure that we have confidence in our team, and I think positivity feeds into that. But yeah, you got to win games, and you got to do that for a full 60 minutes. You can't just have that urgency when you're down.
The holiday season is here. Give the gift of Rangers hockey and get your biggest blue shirt fans to the Garden. Visit NewYorkRangers.com/TIX. Holiday hockey tickets. Coming up here on the pregame show, we will focus on Igor Shesterkin. He's got a brand new baby daughter and a brand new 8-year contract extension. We'll also hear from Peter Laviolette. A little bit later on, this date in Rangers history, go around the National Hockey League, and we'll check in with the captain, Dave Maloney. He'll have the goalie matchup of the keys to the game. And then just after 7 o'clock, Kenny and Dave with the call of the Rangers and the Blackhawks from Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32. Bingo!
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Have you ever driven across the Whitestone Bridge and wondered who could possibly paint this? The New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association. That's who. With our local 806 partners, members of the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association work hard to ensure New York City's bridges, roads, and rails are safe, beautiful, and ready for the future. You've seen our work. The New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association partnered with the New York Department of Transportation on the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, applying new coatings seen by thousands of people and captured in selfies every day. That's just one of the many pieces of iconic steel structures that the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association has helped revitalize. Every day you see subway stops, bridges, highway ramps, and steel structures restored and painted by us. We're the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association, adding a little color to the Big Apple. To learn more about our association and career opportunities, visit nySSPCA.net.
Now, welcome back to the Rangers pregame show. Don LaGreca with you here. Madison Square Garden this Saturday, an original 6 matchup between the New York Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks. Rangers have won 3 straight against Chicago. Kenny Howard and Dave Maloney will have the call coming up at the top of the hour. Of course, Igor Shesterkin was the man of the hour on Sunday when it became official. He had got an 8-year contract extension with the Rangers. He didn't dress for the game on Sunday because his wife was giving birth to their baby daughter. So a lot going on in Igor's life. He'll make the start later on tonight. Dave will have the goaltending matchup coming up in just a bit. Peter Laviolette spoke before the game today. How important was it to get Igor's deal done?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big piece of our team. He's proven to be one of the top goaltenders. So I think, having him under contract in the New York Rangers for several years, I think that's a real positive.
So Igor, a new contract, a new baby. How have the last few days been?
Yeah, it was really tough weekends for me, but I enjoy that. So happy everything is done and I can be focused on my game right now.
So what does it mean to be a Ranger long term?
It's mean a lot for me. I just want to thank Mr. Dolan, Chris Drury, and entire Rangers organization who for make it happen. Just will try my best and we will try to bring Cup back to New York, and just want to thank all Rangers fans because they support us so hard, and we will play for them, play for our families.
So Igor, you glad this contract situation is now over?
I think it wasn't be easy, but it's my agent told me it was hard negotiations, but I didn't care about that, and to be honest, it was really hard to take all this noise, but everything happened right now. Everything is done, and so I can be ready for a game and be focused.
Igor talked about the support he had gotten from his teammates.
Yeah, this support means a lot for me. All of the players in this locker room, they're like my second family. So I appreciate what they text to me.
How about Riley Smith? Went from healthy scratch to scoring in back-to-back games. Peter Laviolette, what has Riley Smith done better since returning to the lineup?
The next play, he's been making, coming out of the defensive zone through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. There's a determination, I think, that's been increased a little bit, so it's been good. That line for me has been very effective. Going back to the game before this last night, and then last night, that line has been playing hard. He's been playing hard.
Peter, what is the Zibanejad line doing better to get the puck out of the zone?
I think it's just the execution of what we're trying to do. If you say you want to do something and you don't do it. If you want to move it out quick and you move it backwards and you're coming backwards all the time, then it's not moving quite as fast as you want it to. So I think the execution and the play has been good coming out of the zone with what we're trying to do. The same thing through the neutral zone. If we're making the good decisions through the neutral zone, we're either going to play offense or defense. And so I think we've been playing offense more. And some of the decisions on breakouts and through the neutral zone have led to a game that moves more towards the offensive zone.
So a tough loss yesterday afternoon, Peter. So how great is it to get right back on the horse?
It's really good, to be honest with you. Like, you leave a game like that, and, it's in our building, and we gave up too many goals. And so there's things that we could have done, I think, to be better inside of those situations. And we'll address that, but certainly not the way you want to leave here. So it's a chance to get right back up there and play a game tonight.
Peter, what's the challenge in making sure you come out with the right energy tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a spot where we need to win hockey games, and so if we don't do that, you probably won't like it at the end of the night. We need to come out with good energy, good execution, and be ready to play.
Peter Laviolette talked about the coaching change Chicago made recently, and does that affect the game plan at all for your team?
We focus mostly on us. We try to give systems and what we can, and so we'll do our best to prepare them for the opponent. And again, try to make sure that our game is where we want it to be.
Watch Rangers alumni play Islanders alumni at the Garden on January 11th for the 2025 Alumni Classic presented by Northwell. Get tickets by visiting NewYorkRangers.com/Alumni Classic. Coming up here on the Rangers pregame show, we are going to give you this date in Rangers history, go around the National Hockey League. We'll check in with the captain, Dave Maloney, for the Goldie matchup of the keys to the game that just after 7 o'clock. Alex Faust and Dave with the call of the Rangers and the Blackhawks from the Garden. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the Players' Point.
Let's go. Let's bring the energy.
Join NFL tight end Colin Thompson and Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
It's an encouraging way to look at football.
The Players' Point. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on NFL Radio, Channel 88 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the great one Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does. He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 10th, 1982, the Miracle on Manchester, Game 3 heading into the third, between the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers, who were up 5-0 over the underdog LA Kings.
Shot by Evans, he's going out! The Kings have taken the lead in the series. They came from behind to win it in overtime, 6-5.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
.net.
Welcome back to the Rangers pregame show. Don LaGreca with you tonight at Madison Square Garden. Rangers and the Blackhawks, first of 2 meetings this year between these original 6 rivals. Alex and Dave will have the call coming up at the top of the hour. It is now time for this date in Rangers history. Let's go back to December 9th, 2017. Henrik Lundqvist picked up his 419th win of his career by leading the Rangers to a 5-2 victory over the Devils. He passed Blackhawks legend Tony Esposito for the second most wins by a netminder for one franchise. That's this date in Rangers history. Just 2 other games of the NHL tonight. Also at 7 o'clock, the Buffalo Sabres play host to the Detroit Red Wings. Rangers will be in Buffalo coming up on Wednesday. And at 7:30, the Canadiens welcome in Jacob Trouba and the Anaheim Ducks, as Trouba is expected to make his Ducks debut later on tonight in Montreal. It's always a pleasure to welcome in the captain, Dave Maloney. How are you, sir?
Very good, Donnie. How are you this evening?
Good. Looking forward to this original 6 matchup. 2 teams just trying to find their way. Rangers have dropped 7 of 9 and the Blackhawks come in after a coaching change and 5 straight losses.
Well, listen, Chicago, I think, had higher expectations for themselves and felt that the move had to be made to replace Luke Richardson with the first ever Swedish head coach in the history of the National Hockey League in Anders Sorensen. So there's been a little bit of noise around the Chicago franchise, and of course the Rangers have made some changes, and Jacob Trouba will suit up as an Anaheim Duck this evening for his debut. And, of course, Igor Shesterkin was extended. So there's been, and in both teams, I think Rangers coming in this back-to-back at home here yesterday afternoon. A stunning loss to Seattle, given how at one point later into the second period, the Rangers outshot Seattle 22-8. And Grubauer, who came in kind of coughing up bad games, made 3 consecutive saves at 3-1, and then it all fell apart. And here we are. So the Rangers get back on the horse here against the Chicago team that has lost 5 in a row, Donnie.
All right, let's dive into the Golding matchup, which is brought to you by the Macallan Double Cast 12-year-old single malt Scotch.
Actually, Peter Mrazek is their number 1 guy, and it looks like he's going to be out with a lower body injury for a couple of weeks. But for his play, this record might be even a little bit more severe than it is. That being said, Arvid Soderblom, 6'3", 185-pound Swedish goaltender, 25-year-old, was signed by Chicago as a free agent in 2021. This will be his 9th appearance of the season. He's 1-6-1, a 2.6 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. Again, he put up big numbers. Was really under the radar as a junior in Sweden, but as an overage junior, he had a terrific year. He's got modern-day goaltender size at 6'3" and $185. Moves well laterally. Does read the play well, and his puck tracking apparently is improving. And if I'm the Rangers, I want to make him work a little bit. In the meantime, Igor Shesterkin, the proud papa of a new daughter, is back in the goal here tonight. This will be his first appearance after his contract extension. Not Shesterkin-like numbers, right? He's at .500, 9-9-1, 2.99 goals against average. That's hovering right around that Mason-Dixon line at 3, and the save percentage on the season at .908. Career against the Chicago Blackhawks, though, he's got good numbers. He's 4-0-0, 1.98 goals against average, and a .936 save percentage. 1-4-0 in his last 5 starts, and again, the save percentage getting banged around a little bit, but we expect Igor to be Igor, handling the puck, tracking the puck, and keeping this Ranger team in it.
And that's the Goldie matchup brought to you by the Macallan Double Cast 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey, the perfect balance of American and European sherry season oak casts. 2 worlds, 1 Macallan, imported by Edgerton Americas. Please enjoy responsibly. How about tonight's keys?
Well, it was interesting to listen to the coach talking a little bit of hieroglyphics, I thought, yesterday. The bottom line was, if you're going to defend, being around somebody is just not good enough. I mean, you've got to be conscious of where people are, and if you're marking that person, that is your person, right? I think we saw a couple of instances yesterday where there was a little bit, you're there, but you're not really there, and that's, I think, the coach was alluding to. So nobody wants to defend. You'd rather play with the puck and play up ice. It takes a conscious effort to defend, and the Rangers just have not been defending well enough this season. So hopefully that'll change today. And the way to defend is to get out of your own end efficiently and effectively, and that's that first pass, tape to tape. And finally, what you do through the neutral zone sets up what happens in the offensive zone, what happens in the defensive zone. So precision in the neutral zone, we'll look to see if that has improved today.
All right, Dave, enjoy it.
Thanks, Donnie.
All right, that's Dave Maloney. Love the call with Alex Faust coming up in mere moments. But right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network. Intermission, but coming up after these messages, Alex Faust and Dave Maloney with a call of the Rangers and the Blackhawks from Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout. Enjoy the game, everybody.
This has been New York Rangers Game Night. Rangers hockey is coming right up on the MSG Radio Network.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers, are here to help you with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace the inefficient beast in your basement. Peerless Boilers are the perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. And with a 96% efficient Peerless Boiler, you get all the heat you need and save on all of your energy bills all year long. Learn more about the Peerless Boiler family of products. To find a local installer near you, visit peerlessboilers.com. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
To win the cup, everything needs to line up perfectly, no different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the newest location at the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by and you'll get the Michael K treatment.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Lafreniere battling hard behind the net, centering. Panarin scores! Artemi Panarin!
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Panarin for Trocheck up top. Zibanejad scores! Mika Zibanejad buries it on the power play.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Centering pass to Morris. Oh, a big glove save by Shesterkin. Rewind that one and hang on to it.
This is New York Rangers hockey. New York Rangers hockey starts right now. Now here's Dave Maloney, and with the play-by-play, here's Alex Faust on the MSG Radio Network.
Madison Square Garden on a Monday night, and the final game of this 5-game homestand for the New York Rangers tonight. The 599th meeting all time in this original 6 matchup as the Rangers take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Hi, everybody. Alex Faust here with you alongside the captain, Dave Maloney. Dave, yesterday the Rangers with a 7-5 loss to the Seattle Kraken. It looked for about 30 minutes or so as if the Rangers were at least getting towards control of that game, and then it unraveled quickly in the second period, and they're back on the horse here tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, I mean, what else are you going to do but look forward to getting back on the horse, because you simply have to. And, I mean, it was not so much – it was the second period, you know, last 7 minutes of the second period, the first 6 minutes of the third period that it imploded. You were up 3-1, and you were looking at a 6-3 deficit. And I think defending is hard. It doesn't come innately. Nobody wants to defend. There are guys down in the lineup whose roles that is to defend. The reality is the Rangers have not defended well enough. Now, it's one thing to get to the spot where you're supposed to be, but there is a completion element that was sorely missing yesterday. I watched the game again this morning and found it really, really hard to believe that given where the momentum was, how quickly and how simply it changed. And I think you and I made the observation that the Rangers were outworked. And I think watching it again, that was the bottom line. Their work was good. It just wasn't good enough. It's like when they say the guy's injured, it's day to day, but not today. So you worked hard, but it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, Rangers were outshot Seattle 37-22. And I think you and I agree, that dazzling shift where they were in the offensive zone for a good 2 minutes. They were right on the cusp of basically putting a stranglehold on that game. But then one chance, and then Seattle got another and another. Peter Laviolette put it to me this morning when I asked him. He reiterated what he said last night, that every high-danger scoring chance that Seattle had, they scored on. And those are the margins in this league. And you look at a team like Chicago that they're playing here tonight. Hey, any team can beat anyone on any given night. I was looking at some of the wins for Chicago this year, Dave. Kings, Wild, Florida Panthers, Dallas Stars. Now they have a 5-game losing streak coming in, but you got to mind your P's and Q's against a team like this.
You sure do. And it's funny because when I watched the game, I did make a mark that Harlem Globetrotters shift ended at the 8:37 mark of the second period. And at that point, Seattle had 2 shots on goal. And then it was shortly thereafter where the tide turned, and it was about 6 minutes later when Seattle would make it 3-2 and then 3-3. So there's no question, we'll repeat on any given night in the NHL, blah, blah, but it's true. On any given night in the NHL, a lot of things can happen, and the Rangers must defend better.
So the only lineup change for the Rangers here tonight, Brett Berard goes back in. His last game was on November 30th. He's been out with an injury but returns and will replace the scratched Jimmy Vesey. Igor Shesterkin, as you mentioned, welcomed his second child into the world. He and his wife with a baby girl yesterday, so he was unavailable. Picked up the win on Friday against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That was actually his first win since November 19th, but against the Blackhawks, it has a pretty good mark in his career, 4-0 with a 1.98 goals against average. Chicago, last place overall in the NHL, 2 points worse than the struggling Nashville Predators. They've lost 5 in a row coming in, 3-10-1 their last 14, and made a coaching change. This one surprised a lot of folks around the NHL in Luke Richardson being let go, and Anders Sorensen. This will only be his second game behind the bench, the first ever Swedish-born head coach in the NHL. I think the expectation, right, Dave, was that this was not a playoff team necessarily, but they thought they were going to take at least a step in the right direction, and it hasn't been the case.
Well, the centerpiece has been Connor Bedard, and I made the comment when they came in here last year. It was just before the midway point, just after Christmas and New Year's. I thought the kid looked gassed. He just, they asked so much of him last year on and off the ice, and the league also. And then, of course, he got hurt. So the Rangers did not play for Chicago against the Rangers when the Rangers went to the Windy City. Looks a little bit lost. He's still, but that sophomore thing, he's just 19. I know it's hard not to be excited and not to be expectant, but goodness gracious, give the kid some time.
Yeah, Bedard, it's hard to believe that the kid is still only 19. The reigning Calder Trophy winner for Rookie of the Year in the NHL. They signed a lot of veteran players around him, try to get a little bit more grit, a little bit more experience in the room, but it's been a disappointing season in Chicago. Just 8-17-2, 18 points. That's it. The Rangers, meanwhile, 14-11-1, 29 points, fourth place in the Metropolitan Division. Nearly a century, these two teams have been playing one another. The 600th all-time meeting will take place in January when the Rangers visit Chicago. The first meeting between the Rangers and the Blackhawks all the way back on November 30th, 1926. A 4-3 overtime win for the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. It was also this Rangers-Blackhawks matchup that was notable for being the first ever nationally televised game that the National Hockey League had in the United States when they met in 1957 in January, a game here at MSG on CBS, a Rangers 4-1 victory that day. There have been some rough and tumble games over the years between these two. You've been involved in a couple of those.
There was never really a rivalry with the Rangers and Chicago. In the 60s, the Rangers weren't any good. And then the league expanded. They don't play. There's of the original 6, this is probably the one with the... That's right. We had a big brouhaha in there one night with Jack
that was the one that I was looking at.
Jack O'Callahan broke a stick over my chin, but other than that, there hasn't really been a playoff history.
Yeah.
Although Peter Stemkowski scored a big goal, but John Brancy's going to take us home here with the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pave.
Thank you, John Brancy.
John Brancy, who always has the garden in the palm of his hand when he does the national anthem here. The Rangers and the Blackhawks here at Madison Square Garden. Time for the Rangers officiating crew, brought to you by London Jewelers. Kelly Sutherland and Mitch Dunning are the referees. Matt McPherson and Derek Nansen, the linesmen. Rangers officiating crew brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. The opening puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action.
So the Rangers trying to get off the schneid here. They've lost 7 of 9 after going 12-4-1 over their first 17 to begin the season. First of 2 meetings against their original 6 foes in Chicago. Rangers wearing their home blue shirts will be skating from right to left, and Philip Hedl will take the opening faceoff against Jason Dickinson. Ready to go at the Garden. Puck is dropped. Rangers win the opening draw. We're underway. And it's Braden Schneider on defense. A pass for Capo Caco, and handcuffed him, and he fell down in the process. Schneider will have to track back behind his net to recover. Angled off the near boards. Will Cooley bumped into by Connor Murphy. Philip Hedl scoops up the puck, hands it off Schneider. A shot in transition, wide of the target to the near corner. Murphy is on it for the Blackhawks. Feeds it up the far wall. Will Cooley sprints over to keep the zone. His pass is cut off by Nick Foligno, the Blackhawks captain, and Chicago will skate it out. Dumped in by Murphy, and Schneider will beat Dickinson to the puck behind the Ranger net. He and Hedl exchange. Schneider, an area play, nobody there. Chicago making a change with some fresh legs here. Philip Kurashev off the bench. A pass up the middle, deflected out of the zone. There's Artemi Panarin for the Rangers. Drops it off as he enters the zone. Swiped away, cleared back to the red line.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppy puck movement by the Rangers in the defensive zone here. Haven't spent much time. We're just nicely underway here.
Panarin will turn up ice. Gain the red line. Panarin slowly over the blue line. Right wing. Handoff for Fox. His shot is blocked by Alex Vlasic. 23 years of age. Long shot from the perimeter. Well wide of the target into the near corner. And it bounds back to a Chicago stick. It's Ilya Mikheyev finding Wyatt Kaiser. One of a slew of younger players for the Blackhawks.
Especially on the blue line.
Yes.
Got all kinds of youth on the blue line. It's a pretty good talent. Very young, though.
Nolan Allen among them as well. And this is another one handling the puck, Kevin Korchinski, 20 years of age. But it's advanced up the left wing. Taylor Hall shoots wide of the target, looking glove side on Shesterkin. Karams out of the near corner. Bertuzzi jousting with Zibanejad. Rangers win the battle. It's carried up right wing by Riley Smith. Poke checked at the attacking line. Chicago will flip the puck into the Rangers zone. 2 minutes completed. No score. Rangers and Blackhawks at MSG. And the Rangers possess, and they'll start a line change.
No score, no shots here. Game underway.
Adam Edstrom carries it in left wing. Short side attempt. Knocked down by Arvid Soderblom. In net for the Blackhawks tonight. Zach Jones manning the left point. Hands it off to the wall, and Brett Berard back in the lineup. Around the net, it's Sam Carrick. Try to shovel it in front on the backhand. Sealed off. Sent back around the boards for Berard. Near corner. Looking to start a cycle with Edstrom. Chips it out in front. Couldn't be handled by Carrick. Turned back over to the Rangers. Berard left circle. Shot blocked by Murphy. Loose stick from a Chicago player is picked up as the Rangers keep the puck. Carrick hands it off. Berard left circle. Shot right on. Save. Rebound saved by Soderblom, and he covers the puck at the net front. They had Adam Edstrom jousting and poking the puck back onto goal, but Soderblom made the save.
I tell you, really good job by Berard. Berard going through the cypress trees between Murphy and Edstrom. A lot of big bodies out there, but it's a nice job. Really good job. Edstrom, once again, very, very effective in the offensive zone. And, when he's on the ice and I have the puck, I'm getting it to the net in the offensive zone because there's a good chance he's going to be around it somewhere. And he uses his size so well. I talked to him. I had a great chat with him last week. And he was regular size till he turned 13. He went away in the summer. He grew like 6 inches, and none of his buddies knew who he was. He was so tall.
Rangers win the draw. The shot goes wide, carried out by the Blackhawks. Dickinson drop pass, and Teuvo Teravainen with a shot that ramps off a Rangers stick out of play.
Yeah.
Teravainen, a former Cup champ with the Blackhawks a decade ago.
Yeah, Will Cooley does a nice job getting back. As again, the Rangers. Yeah, a little bit of open ice coming through the neutral zone, but Cooley gets back in a good position, communicates with his defenseman, and then eventually slides to the middle and deflects the puck into the netting. And the face-off will be to the left of Igor Shesterkin.
Heard over and over from Peter Laviolette about defending the rush this year. Connor Bedard to take this face-off against Vincent Trocheck. Puck is dropped near circle. Bedard wins it. Brody from the blue line. Shot blocked. Trocheck down to one knee, got in the way. Chicago recovers the puck. Kurashev starts a cycle. Walking out from the goal line, Mikheyev. Tight turn near boards, down the wall. Tight turn up the wall. Feeds it to the point. Korchinski rotates to the far wall. A pass into traffic from Bedard. Didn't hit the target, and the Rangers bank it out 2-on-1 as it catches up to Trocheck. Feeds it across, and fanning on the shot was Hedl.
Oh, boy, wide open as Hedl goes to the bench.
Kurashev right on, patted down by Shesterkin in the Rangers zone. Kurashev stripped to the puck. Rangers have numbers, 3-on-2. Carried over the red line, Lafreniere to the right side. Trocheck across for Panarin, who missed on the one-timer high and wide.
I think that may have caught the glove of the goaltender.
Up and down we go. Bedard 2-on-1. Drop pass. Shot left side. Save Shesterkin. Hops in the air behind the net. Recovered by Miller. Rangers lob it to the blue line. Knocked down by Wyatt Kaiser to keep it alive for Chicago.
Not sure about that clear. Alley-oop through the middle of the ice in the defensive zone.
Another dangerous one as Bertuzzi keeps it alive. A pass across. Save Shesterkin on the one-time bid from Bedard.
Boy, I'll tell you, Keandre Miller and Braden Schneider are having all kinds of trouble with the puck in the defensive zone. Wow.
Bertuzzi cross-ice pass, nearly picked off by Riley Smith. Hall was handcuffed in front of the Ranger bench. And now Chicago will backtrack into their own zone with Kaiser turning it over. Zibanejad had an opportunity. Tried to go 5-hole on Soderblom. Perhaps the puck was on edge.
Pretty passive attempt.
Vlasic carries it in right side all the way to the corner. The defenseman activating, feeding Bertuzzi blue line. Long shift for him. Now around the net, Pat Maroon, one of those veterans signed by Chicago in the offseason. Shot from Murphy, right point, wide of the target. Zibanejad picks up the loose puck, then coughs it up to Donato. From his knees, able to get it back as he gets spilled down to the ice. And it's Zach Jones, nifty move through center. Drifts across to the near boards, waiting for support to arrive on a line change. Carrick out of the far corner for Berard. No score, 5.5 in. To the left point, Ryan Lindgren sends it down low. He has Edstrom around the net. Handoff for an activating Fox. Circling the Chicago net to the near side. Fox stops, shoots, or rather passes for Bedard. Played it across off a Chicago stick. And Lindgren feeds it down low again. Quick pass from Bedard out in front. Edstrom well defended by Lucas Reichel, and Chicago will skate it out.
Another good shift from the Carrick line. And Berard once again fearless in the offensive zone.
That's a word that's come up a bunch describing his play, Dave. The youngster only in his 5th NHL game. Dickinson down low. Will recover the puck behind the Chicago net and advance it up left wing for Teravainen, who dumps it in. Shesterkin out to meet it behind his goal. And now an outlet for Schneider up the middle for Kakko. His pass right wing deflected by Dickinson. And Chicago on the back check breaking up a Ranger attempt to get into the zone. Schneider back in his own zone. Hard around, escapes the grasp of Hedl. And skirts by Alex Vlasic as well. Hedl will pursue the lone man on the Ranger forecheck as they start a change. Alexis Lafreniere off the bench to take it. A lot of flow to this game in the early going. 13-10, first period, no score, Rangers and Blackhawks. Kurashev tracks down the puck near corner in the Rangers zone, flips it around the boards. Lafreniere beats Bedard to the puck. Cross-size pass, broken up by Kaiser, recovered by Panarin, in with Trocheck on left wing. Trocheck feeds the back. Jones, a shot, patted down by Soderblom.
Boy, I'll tell you, Lafreniere just about got that puck off his right foot.
He was looking for a rebound. As here is Mikheyev drifting into the far corner. Panarin is there with Trocheck. Hard around to the near side. Victor Mancini works it down low. Lafreniere to the right circle. A pass from Trocheck for Panarin. That shot broken up and reaches the glass. Off the near boards, Panarin. Tight pass with Trocheck. A little exchange that rolls away from Panarin. Left circle. And it's flipped around the glass by Soderblom out of the zone.
Pretty entertaining first 7.5 minutes here. Lots of, as you mentioned, lots of flow, good play, good energy. Crowd acknowledging such.
Riley Smith turns the corner, enters left wing. Puck is stripped. Donato ahead for Hall the other way for Chicago. It'll roll into the corner. Zibanejad fans on the hard around, gives it away to Hall. Hall centers. Bertuzzi scores. Rangers turned it over in their defensive zone, and it left Tyler Bertuzzi wide open in front of the Ranger net. 1-0 Chicago.
It once again, this play is pretty indicative of the start for Mika Zibanejad. Even the offensive attempt he had was a very, very weak, kind of soft backhand. Now he can't handle the puck behind the net, and it's just a very simple play. You've got to be stronger on the puck. Now the Rangers have to take it out of the net. Good pass by Hall. Goal scorer's shot off the stick of Bertuzzi as Shesterkin kind of dove forward, and Bertuzzi snaps it upstairs. 1-0 Chicago.
First goal in a 12-game span for Bertuzzi, who had been -9 over that span for the Blackhawks. Just his 6th of the year.
-9?
Yeah.
What's that?
-9. Same.
There you go.
It's a little, it's the way they talk about it in the room, I guess.
What room is that?
Pass bounce out of the corner.
Some grade school room or something?
Sure. It's a land in front of Bedard to the attacking blue line, and it's swept away by Chicago down for an icing.
But again, the coach yesterday talked about being there, right? But you have to make the play. And that's two instances to me where Mika Zibanejad is there and he doesn't make a play. There's just no strength on his game. Face off to the right, Soderblom. Chicago leads 1-0 here.
11:13 left in the first. D-zone draw won by Chicago. And they'll angle it off the far boards and make the line change they need. A turnover to Bertuzzi in the D-zone. He misses high and wide. That turnover from Keandre Miller. And goodness, the Rangers are just coughing up pucks in the defensive zone.
Well, it's really Keandre Miller struggled here.
Capo moves in, diagonal feed for Hedl, deflected away by Hall, racing back to defend. And now Will Cooley, far corner. Chips it for Kakko, centering. He had Hedl at the top of the blue paint, broken up.
Yeah, I think Donato may have gotten his stick in there, Alex.
Banked in by Cooley as the Rangers start a change. 10.5 to go in the first. 1-0 Blackhawks. Rangers win a board battle. Cooley, a shot sticked away by Soderblom. And Zach Jones to the puck near boards. Centering for Hedl. Off to the right side. Mancini drifting to the goal line. Puck fumbled just a bit. Cooley, though, muscles Donato off the puck in the corner, pinning him down to the ice. Blackhawks clear to the red line, and now Cooley will have to skate out of the zone to tag up, and he'll go off on a change.
I sure would like to see Cooley and Kakko, when they have the puck on that offensive forward, get it to the net.
Trocheck skates in, poke check by Dickinson. And Panarin back on the puck at the red line. Panarin, quick turn to re-enter, and that puck is knocked away right as he skates over the blue line. Chicago with it into the attacking zone. Shot left side, saves Shesterkin. That coming from Nick Foligno. Rangers clear up the near boards. Lafreniere feeding Jones, but he mishandled it at the red line. So the Rangers will change here with 9:23 and ticking left in the first period. 1-0 Blackhawks, but a sloppy start for the Rangers here on home ice. Here's Murphy on the entry for Chicago. A drive off the blocker of Shesterkin. Collected blue line by Nolan Allen. Left side, and the Rangers get the steal. Zibanejad out of the zone, 3-on-2 with Kreider on right wing. Kreider enters, sauces for Zibanejad, try to play it back across the middle. Didn't reach the goal. Kreider, a shot from the right circle, misses the target high and wide. Kreider bumped into by Kurashev. Passes for Smith, left corner on for Zibanejad. Back to Smith, centering off the tape of Kreider. He'll recover blue line. Now Fox, half wall, right side, hard around on the near side. Zibanejad starting a cycle with Riley Smith. Checked by Allen. Rangers cough up the puck. Lindgren on the pinch, trying to recover. Poke free. It comes to Kreider, blue line. Kreider left side with Zibanejad, walking into the left circle. Deaking, feeding Kreider, long range attempt. Ramps off the stick of Murphy, out of play. And we have a stoppage with 8:24 left in the first period, and the Rangers trailing the Blackhawks 1-0. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on SiriusXM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Score!
Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Timo Solani is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Timo Solani breaks it. He scores! Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Timo Solani establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it. In the game they're calling the Winter Classic.
Penguins win! Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
You're good to go.
ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Alex Faust and the captain Dave Maloney here with you at the Garden. 1-0 Chicago. The Blackhawks with a goal from Tyler Bertuzzi at 8:10 of the first period.
And, so the Rangers have an offensive zone face-off here. And, as we were speaking during the break, there's been some pace here. There's no question. And the Rangers have played with pace. Now, it's just that final 10% of their game that has cost them. Right? The same thing here. You have the puck, you get to the puck, it's that final push to move it out, and Mika loses the puck basically and ends up in the back of the net. So, a little bit like what happened yesterday, I think, anyway. It's
Rangers win the draw. Hedl fighting hard outside the circle. Was eventually stripped of it by Kaiser. Chicago will clear to the waiting stick of Tero Väinö. Well, the Rangers pressuring here with Hedl, the high man on their forecheck, and Kaiser having a tough time getting through the neutral zone. Good stick by Hedl to force a back pass from Kaiser. Finally, we'll advance it up the middle, and Foligno deflects it in. Shesterkin wires it around the glass. Kakko swats at it back to the red line, no further. Tero Väinö takes over. Area play to the left side. Foligno will track it down. He and Lindgren in a foot race. Lindgren able to at least force Foligno to release it quickly, and Fox will take over in the near corner. Rink-wide pass from Hedl, mishandled by Cooley in front of the Ranger bench, but
I think
Rangers
he's
will get
trying
it back.
to take that with his skate, right? And it just ricocheted off the skate. The Rangers get a change here, Alex?
Yeah, we were looking up, Dave, we were talking about slot chances for the Rangers. Natural stat trick, and I know it's an unofficial, looking at data, it's 3-0 Chicago. Despite the 8 shots on goal. Here's Trocheck feeding it across. Shot saved. Soderblom. Rebound Panarin. Chips it back for Miller. Tight turn near boards, guarded by Reichel. Handoff.
Pulled down.
And Bedard will take a penalty as he rips down Vincent Trocheck, and the Rangers will have a power play.
You know, again, you made a good point when we were talking during the break just about that, and that opportunity there was a cross-ice pass, not from the slot. A good job by Soderblom to get from right to left. So we're going to take a break here. When we come back, the Rangers will get themselves on a power play. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Ranger fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel have the highest level of charter bus service in New York City, and they've been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
To win the cup, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the newest location at the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by and you'll get the Michael K treatment.
Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. Alex Faust with the captain Dave Maloney. 7:04 to go. First period. Connor Bedard off for holding Rangers to the power play there.
Yeah, the Rangers get a good opportunity. It was off to the side, but Soderblom does a nice job darting. We talked about his ability to track the puck being improved. He makes a good save here. Rangers on the power play.
Rangers hope to get this power play going with a chance to tie the game. Board battle, far side after the drop of the puck. It's pinned to the kick plate. Rangers jar it free. Panarin sweeps it around as Zibanejad near side. Hard around back to Kreider. He'll move it up the far wall. Fox activates, angles it off the backboards. Passes back for Fox, right corner. Up to the blue line, it's Trocheck, rotating it to Panarin. Panarin opens, fires, tip wide. Fox activates to track down the puck. His pass intercepted. Alex Vlasic will clear all the way down.
Well, they signed Vlasic to a pretty aggressive long-term deal for a youngster, and he looks like the real deal, though. Boy, he takes up a lot of room, pretty mobile.
Cousin of Marc-Edouard Vlasic, 23 years of age, and an Illinois native. Rangers break the puck out from their own zone. Zibanejad has it bounce away and draws the Rangers offside.
Well, the Rangers will come out with the second unit here with 1:03 left in the power play time. Face off in the neutral zone. As, boy, Buffalo's struggling. Holy smokes. They're down 2-1 to Detroit. That's the Rangers' next opponent.
Yep. 6 losses in a row for the Sabres. That is a team in free fall with very few answers. Filipino motors in over the blue line. Feeds Kakko left side. Bumped along by Joey Anderson. Killing this penalty for Chicago. Cleared waivers earlier today. Far side, Lafreniere. Right circle. Shot tipped by Smith right on. Soderblom saw it. And there's no rebound.
Yeah, again, the good defending by Chicago. It looked like Lafreniere was going to kind of try to fake the box out of position, but Chicago's penalty killers stay put. And that was a little deflection attempt by Riley Smith. Smith with goals in back-to-back games. Face off to the left of the Chicago netminder.
Kakko loses out on the draw. Blackhawks clear off the near boards and down.
Rangers pretty efficient so far. The face-off at 75%. Make it 67% after that loss.
Carried up ice by Jones. He'll leave it for Hedl to build speed from the back. Now Kakko from the wall, diagonally off the corner boards to Smith down the right side. He's stripped by Vlasic, and that's two strong defensive plays by the youngster Alex Vlasic. No clear all the way down.
Yeah, a little help from the veteran Foligno, too, but it was a good job. It was a 2-on-2 play, and Chicago comes up with the puck.
Kakko enters left side. Hedl flips it to the middle, off the stick of Lafreniere. Bedard out of the box, 3-on-2 for the Blackhawks. Tero Väinö exchanges with Kurashev on the entry left side. Return pass broken up by Jones, forcing Tero Väinö to the wall, and all he can do is dump it behind the net. Kurashev in pursuit. Puck comes free. Lafreniere unable to clear. Tero Väinö keeps it alive. Now Bedard in the corner. Plays it across. Nobody home. Picked off by Panarin. He'll build speed over the Chicago line right side. Defended on the back check by Korchinski. Support arrives off the bench for the Rangers. Zibanejad to Panarin up the middle. Miller's shot off a stick wide. Fluttering. It broke the stick of Kurashev. Here's Schneider, blue line. With a tight turn, 4:15 to go first period. Rangers trail 1-0. Zibanejad from the wall flips it to the middle. He had Bedard battling at the net front for space with Brody, but it is saved by Soderblom. So the Rangers unable to convert on the power play. 4:11 to go first period. Still 1-0 Chicago. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
In 2024, you get more at Ramsey Mazda during the Mazda A Season to Move You event, like a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 starting at just $29,276. Ramsey Mazda is the proud recipient of the 2023 President's Club Award and the 2024 Cars.com Consumer Satisfaction Award. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get more to new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At Thrivewell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
4:11 left in the first period. Rangers trailing the Chicago Blackhawks 1-0. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with the new Peerless Boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
The Ranger power play 1 for 2 yesterday in the 7-5 loss to Seattle. Was goalless in its only attempt here, trailing by 1. 4:11 left in the opening period. Face off to the right of the Chicago netminder.
Rangers win it back. Panarin, shot right on, knocked down Soderblom. Loose puck. A lot of sticks jamming for it in the low slot. Chicago emerges with it, with Donato banking it off the near boards. A self-pass that he attempted but could not retrieve. And so the Rangers will have some room in their own zone to break the puck out. Rink wide, Panarin for Lafreniere. And now Lafreniere darting across the middle. A pass that was fanned on. He turns and fires high and wide of the target.
Boy, he had Trocheck cut through the, diagonally, but just mishandled the puck.
Here's Bertuzzi. And over the Ranger line, taken to the wall by Trocheck, but he releases the pass to Murphy, walking down the slot without any resistance, lifting the shot high and wide. And the Rangers will skate out of their zone. Lafreniere, an attempt off the stick of Murphy, out of play for a stoppage with 3:19 left in the first. Still 1-0 Chicago.
Another situation where the Rangers have the puck. Now they go to clear it, right? And it bounces towards the middle of the ice. As 3 Rangers were all on the left side. There's just too many opportunities in that danger area of the ice, and the Rangers in their own end. Another one, and thankful it was a defenseman, Murphy. get all kinds of time and space.
Didn't hit the 6x4, luckily. Swept up the near boards, Rangers zone. Will Cooley couldn't get there in time, but he takes the man and checking Reichel off the puck, and the Rangers get it out. Fox in, right side, defended by Joey Anderson. Moving the puck to the far corner. Hedel wins a board battle. Feeds Fox to the point. D Lindgren near side. Shot deflected wide defensively by Brody. Rangers recover. Here's Hedel. Right circle. Shot off the glove of Soderblom. Loose puck. Brody clears off the far wall. Foot race with Maroon losing out. Maroon working against Lindgren, able to win the board battle. Now Murphy steps up right circle. Shot saved and covered by Shesterkin.
Yeah, he's not pretty, but he is effective, Maroon. You know, he's got 3 cups, and again, the Rangers have been really dominant. They've been, quicker. It's that 1 or 2 mistakes that absolutely Achilles healed them yesterday. And the opposition, I mentioned it earlier, when they get a chance, it's usually a good one.
Blackhawks win the draw. Murphy, seen a lot of ice time here in this first period. An attempt well high. Settled near corner, Foligno, as Mancini falls down. Foligno starts a cycle for Dickinson. He's guarded tightly by Zibanejad. Got his stick to it, couldn't clear. Chicago gets it back. Murphy right point. Feeding it down the boards. Teravainen walks out to the high slot. Tosses one across from Murphy. Activating below the goal line. Defended by Kreider, but they're going to call a hold on Kreider. Actually, they're going to call I
think it's a hold.
A hold, yeah, I believe that's the signal.
Yeah, it's Kelly, Professor Sullivan, again explaining to Chris Kreider what he...
Yeah, there it is.
He did, yeah. And again, you just get just in that bad body, there's that one tug. It didn't take much, right? Tugs with his right arm. And, Kreider, again, his strength sometimes is a bit of a detriment. You often wonder really how he ever had to use his strength growing up, because he was so powerful, could outskate everyone, and not sure he's ever really learned how to use his strength effectively.
Key moment early in the game, 2 minutes to go, first period, Chicago power play, shot blocked. Bertuzzi behind the net, battling for position against Lindgren. It pops free off the near boards. Bedard tried to stick handle through Trocheck. It's bounced free, and Riley Smith will clear. Bedard quickly back in, down the right side with Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi gliding, banking the puck off the near boards, feeding Vlasic up top, a drive off the right pad of Shesterkin. Vlasic had time to wind up on a slap shot. Now Bedard carries the puck down to the goal line. Uses the wall to move it along for Teravainen. Feeding it back to the point. Touch pass Vlasic for Bedard. Dangling in the second effort to get around Lindgren. He lost it and will regather. Bedard again. Opens. Drifts to the right circle. Hands it off Bertuzzi. Goal line. Walks out in front. Shesterkin covering the short side post. Smothers the puck.
You're not going to quibble with the Ranger penalty killing, right? It's one of the top penalty killing units in the league. And Igor Shesterkin backstops with a good right pad save off the stick of Vlasic earlier, and he holds his ground here as Bertuzzi, the game's only goal scorer, walks out the left of Shesterkin, and Shesterkin makes the save. Face off to the left of Igor Shesterkin.
So be Carrick on the draw. And he loses out. Chicago with possession. Lucas Reichel on the near boards. Attempted to flip it for Kurashev as we hit the final minute of the first period. Rangers trailing 1-0. Trying to kill off a late power play for Chicago. They win a board battle. Begin out of their zone. Odd man rush. Carrick, left wing, driving to the net. Loose puck. They score! Will Cooley bangs it home. And the Rangers, with a shorthanded goal in the final minute of the first, have tied the game.
Boy, this is a great job by Carrick, right? And now again, the Rangers explode out of the defensive zone in the odd man situation. So Miller's going to play a factor here, and it's the bodies and the speed that allow Carrick then to drive the net. Carrick picks it up just inside the blue line. He goes, and wide open. It's almost like Carrick in like a tidal wave, it just eliminated any defense. Wide open was Will Cooley and a shorty. And the Rangers get themselves tied here.
Will Cooley now has points in 9 of his last 12 games. That's his 10th goal of the year. First career shorthanded goal, and he's now tied for second on the team in goal scoring with Chris Kreider. What a season for Will Cooley.
Yeah, again, he picked up. Again, he's driving the net. There's no question. But Carrick does such a tremendous job. It was like a bowling ball down and kind of knocked 2 or 3 guys, cleared a lane, and the Rangers get a shorty.
Teravainen upended in neutral ice as he tried to build speed. The Rangers disrupting that rush for Chicago. Still 24 seconds left on their power play. Now the Rangers with their 3rd shorthanded goal this year as a team. Vlasic, stick checked at the attacking line. Rangers get the puck free. Zibanejad tried to slot it ahead for Miller, flying up into the Chicago zone. He'll have to get back and defend, and he harasses Donato on the back check, forcing a hurried pass. Rangers clear all the way down. That takes us to the end of 1. And the Rangers, with a late shorthanded goal, have tied this game 1-1 after 20 minutes of play.
Well, once again, I just think the Rangers, they do a lot of really good things, but it's the one mistake that cost them. There are a couple of golden opportunities for Chicago, but in the meantime, an energetic penalty kill. You get yourself a shorthanded goal, and Will Cooley and Carrick do a nice job here of getting their team back on an even keel, Alex.
So, 1-1 after 20 minutes of play here at the Garden. Technically, there will be 1 second carrying over on that Chicago power play into the second, but the Rangers have effectively killed it off, and +1 in that department here. Don LaGreca is on the way with our first intermission in just a few moments. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the Player's Point.
Let's go. Let's bring the energy.
Join NFL tight end Colin Thompson and Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
It's an encouraging way to look at football.
The Player's Point. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on NFL Radio, Channel 88 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
Gretzky scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky. Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
The Messier Guarantee. May 25th, 1994, the New York Rangers face elimination in Game 6 against the New Jersey Devils.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third and a 2-2 tie. Kovalov, save, rebound, score! Messier!
For the empty net, Mark Messier. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He said we will win Game 6. He has just picked up the hat trick.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. This is your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers intermission report. Now here's Don LaGreca on the MSG Radio Network.
Interesting first period for the Rangers. They're tied with the Blackhawks at 1 after 1 period of play. Time now for the Rangers' first intermission report. And it's brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. Well, again, the Rangers give up the first goal of the game. Bertuzzi is 6th from Hall. That came at 8:10 to give the Chicago Blackhawks the 1-0 lead, despite the fact that the Rangers were out shooting and out chancing Chicago in that first period. Bertuzzi gets the Blackhawks on the board. Then it looked like the Rangers were in a bit of trouble because a little bit later on in that period, Kreider for holding at 18:01, so essentially the Blackhawks with a power play to close out the first period and a chance to add to their lead. But instead, it would be the Rangers scoring shorthanded. Will Cooley, how good has he been for the Rangers? His 10th of the year off a Carrick shot that rebounded right to Cooley. Carrick gets the only assist at 19-17. So the Rangers essentially kill off the penalty. There's still 1 second left, but with a face-off at center ice, the Rangers will be able to kill that off no problem with the 1-1 tie entering the second period. Penalties in the period. The Rangers would have a power play opportunity late in that period as well. Bedard for holding at 12:56. The Rangers could not convert. And we mentioned the Kreider holding at 18:01. The Rangers ended up out shooting the Blackhawks in that first period 14-10. And the Rangers and the Blackhawks even at 1 apiece after 20 minutes of play. Blackhawks trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. The Rangers have dropped 7 of their last 9. So we'll see what comes out over the next 40 minutes as both these teams looking to get back on track. Support the Garden of Dreams Foundation by bidding on game used and autographed sticks, skates, and gloves. Bid today by visiting NewYorkRangers.com/fundraiser. Well, coming up here on the Intermission Report, we'll go around the National Hockey League. We'll dig deeper into the numbers in the first period, then we'll drop the puck for the second here at Madison Square Garden, where the Rangers and Blackhawks are tied at 1 after 1 period of play. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit.
Copyright 2024 Campari America. New York, New York. Never compromise. Drink responsibly.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruin stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations face-off. Get your tickets today.
Have you ever driven across the Whitestone Bridge and wondered who could possibly paint this? The New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association. That's who. With our local 806 partners, members of the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association work hard to ensure New York City's bridges, roads, and rails are safe, beautiful, and ready for the future. You've seen our work. The New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association partnered with the New York Department of Transportation on the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, applying new coatings seen by thousands of people and captured in selfies every day. That's just one of the many pieces of iconic steel structures that the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association has helped revitalize. Every day you see subway stops, bridges, highway ramps, and steel structures restored and painted by us. We're the New York Structural Steel Painting Contractors Association, adding a little color to the Big Apple. To learn more about our association and career opportunities, visit nySSPCA.net.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32. Bingo!
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Don LaGreca back here at Madison Square Garden after 1 period of play. The Rangers and the Blackhawks are tied at 1. Tyler Bertuzzi with an even strength goal 8 minutes in for Chicago. Rangers tie with a short-handed goal from Will Cooley, his 10th of the season. As we play here at Madison Square Garden, Rangers will hit the road on Wednesday to take on the Buffalo Sabres before coming right back here to Madison Square Garden on Saturday afternoon against the Los Angeles Kings. Let's hear from Peter Laviolette, who spoke before the game. And one of the things that maybe have gotten lost with the Rangers losing some games here, and of course Igor Shesterkin contract extension, the Rangers will have 5 players representing the Four Nations, which is coming up in February. Mika Zibanejad will play for Team Sweden. Of course, Chris Kreider and Adam Fox will play for Team USA. So Rangers very well represented, including Kaapo Kakko, who's going to play in the Four Nations as well. Peter, have you seen a confidence boost in Kakko after making Team Finland in the Four Nations?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice tip of the hat to those players that made that tournament. It should be a lot of fun for them. I think anytime you get to represent your country is a real proud thing, and the players really enjoy that. I think just offensively from Kaapo, you've seen him contribute more. That line has been effective. Phil's been back in the middle more on a consistent basis, and I think that they've had a little chemistry in the past, but with Phil being out for most of the year last year, they didn't really get to connect with that again. So it's been a good start. I still think that line is capable of more, but they've all done a good job. I think Will's come in and done a good job. Phil's been, you can notice his speed down the middle, and Kaapo's been able to produce on the wing.
Looking for Kakko to find some consistency, so he'll be part of the Four Nations coming up in February for Team Finland. As we mentioned, Mika Zibanejad will get a chance to play for Team Sweden. Kreider, Trocheck, and Fox playing for the United States. They'll be coming up February with games being played here in the United States in Boston. Well, the other big story, Igor Shesterkin gets his 8-year contract extension. Also saw the birth of his daughter over the weekend, so it's been a crazy 48, 72 hours for the Rangers goaltender. And he was asked before the game, was it hard to focus with all this going on?
Sometimes it's not hard, sometimes it's hard, so you never know, but sometimes it was pretty hard, especially after bad games, so you just try to go to next day, but it's follow you, and everyone talks about that, so right now I don't care about anybody else.
So it seems like things turning around for Igor as far as the contract is concerned. Played well here in the first period, and he's trying to get back on track after having the longest losing streak of his career. 5 games, was able to snap it against Pittsburgh, and we'll see what he can do tonight against Chicago here on this Monday night. Let's go around the National Hockey League. Just 2 other games in the NHL tonight. The Buffalo Sabres are home for the Detroit Red Wings. Buffalo 3 goals on 7 shots after 1 period of play. Benson with his 4th of the year. Also, after being down 2-1, Tage Thompson scored his 15th goal of the season. Jason Zucker with his 6th. The 2 goals for the Detroit Red Wings, Alex DeBrincat with his 12th of the year, and Andrew Kopp with his 6th. 4 minutes into the first period of Montreal, Canadiens already up 1-0 on the Ducks. Patrick Laine, a power play goal for Montreal, his 3rd of the season. And, of course, Jacob Trouba making his debut for the Anaheim Ducks tonight in Montreal. Still very early, 1-0 Montreal with the lead. Take a look at the standings in the National Hockey League as we dig deeper into the month of December. The leaders in the Metropolitan Division, the Washington Capitals, have 40 points to the Devils' 38. Carolina's got 35. Top 3 teams in the Atlantic Division, Florida with 36, Toronto with 34, Boston with 33. Tampa's the first wild card with 30. The Rangers the second wild card with 29. Islanders have the same amount of points as the Rangers, but Rangers played 3 less games. Philadelphia is a point back. They've played 2 more games. Pittsburgh also a point back. They've played 3 more games. So the Rangers only 26 points. The only team that's played 26 games. The only 2 teams that have played as few or less than the Rangers. Tampa Bay Lightning have played just 25 games. Also 26 games played for the Vancouver Canucks, 25 games played for the Anaheim Ducks. So the Rangers still have a lot more games to be played, and they'll make up for lost time with the game on Wednesday and then games over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday as the Rangers look to hold on to a playoff spot and get back to their winning ways. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network. Through 20 minutes of play, the Rangers have won 60% of the faceoffs, out shooting the Blackhawks 14-9 as the Rangers getting 2 shots apiece from Artemi Panarin, Sam Carrick, Brett Berard, and Adam Enstrom. The leader in shots on goal for the Chicago Blackhawks, 2 for Connor Murphy and 2 for Tyler Bertuzzi. One of those 2 shots found the back of the net as he has scored a goal in this one. 4 hits for the Chicago Blackhawks, 2 hits is their leader there, and the Rangers with 6 hits. They've got 4 hits from Will Cooley. So again, Will Cooley contributing physically, and he also has his 10th goal of the season. This has been the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. I'll talk to you again in the second intermission, but coming up after these messages, Alex Faust and Dave Maloney with a call of period number 2 here from the Garden. The Rangers and the Blackhawks are tied at 1. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been your local Tri-Honda dealers New York Rangers intermission report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
Monday Night Football is on Sirius XM. Week 14 comes to a close when the Dallas Cowboys host the Cincinnati Bengals, looking for their 3rd straight win. Full coverage right now leading up to the play-by-play at 8 Eastern on Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only 2 players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Historic hockey moments.
The longest Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history, the New York Islanders versus the Washington Capitals at the Capitol Center, Saturday, April 18th through to Sunday, April 19th, 1987, the game known as the Easter Epic.
6 other times when a game has gone into quadruple overtime, shots on goal are 74-52.
He scores! LaFontaine at the blue line here in the 4th overtime, winning the series.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome you back to Madison Square Garden. The Rangers and Chicago Blackhawks tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Alex Faust, the captain, Dave Maloney here with you. Time of the goal driven by Ramsey Mazda. 1917, Will Cooley from Sam Carrick, shorthanded to tie the game at 1. Time of the goal driven by Ramsey Mazda. It's the experience of driving a new Mazda and buying a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Well, Dave, the Rangers on the penalty kill late in the period get exactly what they need. Tying goal, net front drive from Sam Carrick and Will Cooley to clean it up.
Well, again, what Carrick does is he takes the puck just inside the defensive blue line, and as he does that, both Cooley and Keandre Miller take off also. So it's like, 4 horses let out of the gate, and Carrick just keeps the puck. He takes one quick peek as he enters the offensive zone, and then just throws that right shoulder and drives the net, and he literally knocked 2 Chicago, defenders out of position, and Cooley had a wide open net. So, again, the Rangers just have to, the egregiousness of mistakes have ended up in the back of the net in the last kind of 2 periods and a half almost. So hopefully you get through that. You have a one game here and against the Hawks. So when it's game time, it's Tully time. The second period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. I may just have a Tullamore Dew when I go home tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Just a little...
Fine little sipping Irish water.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay. I might make a hot toddy with one when I get home.
It gets chilly in here, and you have
yes.
I've got to wear that toque because I don't have any upstairs insulation. And I respect you younger guys that have a full head of hair and don't have to look like an old homeless person up here. Rangers will skate left to right here in the second period. And again, I just think the Rangers have to continue to dictate the pace. And the longer this game goes, As long as the egregiousness of errors is minimalized, I like the Rangers game.
All right, so the Rangers get Chris Kreider out of the box as Chicago wins the opening faceoff in the second period. They toss the puck in around the boards, and it's Kreider up the far wall, not out. Jason Dickinson dangles past Zibanejad, starts a cycle with Foligno. Now Teravainen in the corner, checked by Miller. Dickinson with the puck now, near side. Dickinson hounded and bumped off the puck by Zibanejad, but Dickinson stays with it. Tosses it around the boards. Keandre Miller first on it, tried to lob it out. Glove by Foligno, shuffles it to the middle. Nobody there, and Schneider will clear ahead off the near boards. All the way down onto the Chicago net. Soderblom to hand it off. Rangers make a full-scale change.
Yeah, Riley Smith does a nice job of kind of corralling the puck and then nudging it into the offensive zone. That allowed the Rangers to change.
Stand up at the red line from Vincent Trocheck. Counter from the Rangers. Panarin left circle shot altered by Murphy. Loose puck. Panarin chips it out in front looking for Trocheck. Blackhawks take it away. It's Kurashev to dump and chase. Ian Fox will go shoulder to shoulder. Kurashev gets there. Feeds Bedard left. Or far corner, I should say. Now Panarin to spin it out of the zone. All the way back to the red line. And Vlasic is on it for the Blackhawks. Tried to feed it up the middle. Taken away by Panarin. He'll shield. Hand it off for Fox. And Panarin will survey as the Rangers start their breakout 90 seconds into period 2. But a pass from behind the red line results in an icing.
Yeah, Ryan Lindgren a stride away from getting possession of the center ice line, and that'll allow Chicago to have an offensive zone face-off. Rangers 60% efficient in the first period on the face-offs. Adam Fox led all Ranger skaters with 7:38 in time on ice, and Alex Vlasic 8+ minutes in the first period for the young defenseman for Chicago.
Vlasic back out there as the Blackhawks win the faceoff to him at the left point. Long attempt goes wide. Now off the far wall. A shot in tight by Kaiser. He got fed the puck from Taylor Hall on the far boards, and there's a lot of room to skate and shoot there. Vlasic now, half wall near side. Swings it around the boards. Panarin lost out. Centering pass off a Rangers stick. It's just Shesterkin kept it out with the left pad.
It went off of Lindgren's stick, and where in the world was Adam Fox? The front of the net was wide open again.
Ryan Lindgren was the player getting his stick to the puck and just an attempt to deflect it away from the net. Blackhawks right back in. Taylor Hall, the former league MVP, stops up in the corner. Centers! And a save by Shesterkin off a shot from the mid-slot from Kevin Korchinski. Rangers the other way. Hedl, rink-wide pass to Kakko. Right circle, diving attempt to break up the shot. Bertuzzi. Loose puck side of the net. It's Cooley. Feeding Kakko goal line. Shot it across the blue paint out the other side. And the Karams back out.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Hedl, was Kakko.
Hedl, flick on for Zach Jones, gliding in, right circle, drop pass, Kakko, shot, blocked, loose puck, top of the blue, and it's guided away from trouble by TJ Brody, a steal by Cooley.
Now Zach Jones stole the puck, and they're going to be a penalty here. Looks like the Rangers are going to go on their second power play.
And Mancini is back to get the puck with Jones, who, you're right, Dave, got that puck initially, letting Cooley do some of the work. As Hedl up the middle now will gain the zone. Sticked away by Joey Anderson. And a whistle comes. Slashing is the call, and the Rangers to the man advantage.
That'll be the second Ranger power play, and special teams have played a factor of the Rangers offense. The penalty killer, so with the only goal on the Rangers score sheet. It's Bertuzzi, a defensive zone slash as he takes a whack. Oh boy. I'm not sure about that one either. Whew. A bit of a whisper of a slash, but anyway, that's Rangers' second power play. Face off to the left, the Chicago netminder.
Trocheck wins the draw. It's Fox, blue line, winds, fires high and wide off the glass. Kreider collects, sweeps it up the near boards. Panarin chips to Fox, mid-slot across the Zibanejad, broke his stick on a one-timer from the left circle. He'll go back to the bench for a new twig. Fox down the wall, half turn, shielding with teammates in tight, Trocheck and then Kreider hard around to Panarin. Near corner, feeds Kreider behind the net. Angles it up the far boards. Fox, now Zibanejad center point. Around the horn for Panarin, right side. Panarin walks in, feeds the doorstep. Kreider back for Panarin, a drive, swallowed up by Soderblom.
Yeah, pretty good positioning by the Chicago netminder. And not, again, Kreider's off to the side. I think he sets up looking for a deflection off the side, but it's a bit of a give and go with Panarin. It's to Kreider, immediately back to Panarin. A shot on goal stopped by the Chicago netminder, Alex.
Exactly 4 minutes elapsed in the second period. Rangers on the power play. The game tied 1-1. Panarin, after a face-off win, guides it to the far side, gets a return pass. Panarin glides down the near wall, feeds Kreider. Same play as before. A touch pass back to Panarin, but a late dish that's broken up. Zibanejad retrieves, feeds Trocheck, far corner. Out high to Fox, back to Trocheck. Down low Zibanejad, far corner. Zibanejad scanning, feeding Panarin, and that shot ricochets back out. I don't know if Soderblom got a piece or if that was the post.
Yeah, I mean, it went off to the inside of his left leg and then the post.
Fed across the blue pane by Zibanejad, collected by Panarin. Now Trocheck, back to Panarin. Trocheck once again. Up top for Fox, delaying, deking, feeding Panarin. Down low it's Kreider, harassed by Vlasic, slots it up the wall. 30 seconds remaining on the Ranger power play. Fox trades positions with Panarin, right side, swings it back to Panarin up top, dancing and feeding it across, broken up by Anderson, who clears.
Yeah, just really, no traffic in front, right? I mean, Kreider's off to the side.
Lafreniere unable to gain the red line. Stolen by Mikheyev. By his lonesome, he'll feed Tero Väinö down the middle. Shot altered by a Rangers stick, and that'll do it for the Ranger power play. Bertuzzi leaves the box. Lafreniere on the puck, nearly turned it over to Bertuzzi. Rangers will advance it up the right side, and they'll dribble down low. Still tied at 1. 5.5 played, period number 2. Neutral zone, Zach Jones. Skates into the attacking end. Right wing, all the way down to the goal line. Centering pass broken up. And play with a high stick.
High stick, right? Yeah, it looked like Jones had Hedl driving to the net. The other guy that really makes very few mistakes is Zach Jones. I mean, particularly with the puck. He's really, really good moving the puck and kind of picking his way up ice. Oh, there you go. The underside of his left skate.
That's why the action was like...
Right.
It looked like it came off the post because it was something solid.
Right. I thought it hit his left leg, but the bottom of his skate. I'm not sure the last time I saw a save that like that.
I don't think those skates are well protected down there either.
Yeah.
It's not like the skate guards that defensemen wear. Rangers win a face-off forward. Berard around the Chicago net. Hands it off for Carrick. He'll dart out from the goal line. Feed the point at Schneider. D-to-D with Miller. Now a high cycle. Berard. Left side at the hashes. Swings it back to Schneider. To the right circle now, and Miller into his skates. And cleared out by Dickinson. It's a 2-on-1 for Chicago. Bedard and Hall. Saucer pass. Hall scores! As he drives to the net. Slipped it underneath Shesterkin. And the Blackhawks take a 2-1 lead.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's another air with the puck. Just trying to be, I don't know, a little too cute rather than just get it to the net. And there's just too much open ice as a result. The Rangers do a nice job, and then it gets caught up in the skates of Keandre Miller. He's way, he's way out of position. He's the left defenseman down inside the right side of the ice. And there's just no chance. There's no chance to get back. The Rangers just pay dearly for mistakes.
How many times have they been beaten on a bad cover by a forward with a defenseman, sometimes on a pinch, sometimes just a little bit down the wall?
Well, again, I'm just not sure why the left-handed defenseman ends up down at the right hash mark.
Yeah.
I know there's a whole bunch of cycling going on and stuff like that. I don't know.
Korchinski shot from the point, deflected wide of the Ranger net. Hull, far half wall. Feeds it down low, jumps away from Bertuzzi, swept up the near boards by Donato. Allen hands it off for Bertuzzi down goal line, tried to swivel out in front on his backhand. The shot winds up out of play with 13:05 left in the second period, and the Rangers find themselves trailing once again. Blackhawks lead 2-1. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. We'll step aside. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this NFL season.
Two teams who have their playoff hopes on life support meet on Monday Night Football, with the Bengals traveling to Jerry World to take on the Cowboys. The Cowboys have won 4 of the last 5 matchups, but it's the Bengals who are 5.5-point favorites. Can they get it done? Make sure you tune in to Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio. Channel 159 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, back into, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
October 15th, 1989, the Great One passes his childhood idol, Mr. Hockey, for most points scored.
Gretzky has 1,850 points.
To Taylor to Gretzky, he scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, has become the greatest of them all!
Ladies and gentlemen, Gordie Howe.
A super young man, a great hockey player who shares in everything he does, and congratulations.
The hockey history continues on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
And Sons Inc. Hockey time is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. Alex Faust and Captain Dave Maloney here with you. 2-1 Chicago, 13:05 to go in the second.
Face off to the right of Igor Shesterkin.
And the Blackhawks win it. Korchinski's shot hit the crossbar off a deflection.
Yeah, it was a deflection in the high slot, right?
And the Rangers dodge a bullet. Zach Jones deep in his own end. Banks the puck up the near boards. Feeds Kreider. And an area play just in front of Zibanejad, who was streaking into the zone. Blackhawks will poke the puck free, far boards. Second effort, Kreider kept it alive, but it's swept back to the red line. And now Riley Smith will rifle it in around the boards to the far side. Brody chips it to the middle. Korchinski gains the red line and tosses it into the Rangers zone. Shesterkin out to meet it. Fed it in the skates of his defenseman, Jones. And the Rangers have numbers defensively, and Zibanejad will scoot it back out. Vlasic up the left side, a pass intended for Bedard. He'll deflect it in. Rangers get to it. Mancini advances it for Kreider. Kreider, pass right side for Kakko. Charging down the boards, bumped along by the larger Vlasic. And Chicago gets a takeaway. Alley-oop play in front of Taro Väinö. Puck on edge. Miller settles it down. It's batted to the near boards. Intercepted by Foligno. And Foligno hard around the far side. Wyatt Kaiser chips it down low. Shoulder-to-shoulder hit. Schneider separates Foligno from the puck. Second effort is poked out of the zone. The Rangers get it back to the red line. 11:26 to go. Second period. Rangers trailing the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1. Last place in the overall NHL standings. Taylor Hall steals the puck in his own zone, but Chicago unable to advance it beyond the red line. Schneider sends it in. Will Cooley barreling after it far corner, but nobody joining him, and the Blackhawks can skate it out. With Hall going cross corner on a dumping attempt, settled by Shesterkin. He'll launch it all the way down. This will go for an icing.
Yeah, we'll come back into the Rangers end of the ice. The Rangers get out of the gate, pretty dominant in the face-off, 60% efficient in the first period. Chicago a little bit better as we take a look at that deflection that went off the crossbar. Off a face-off win by Chicago in the offensive zone. Carrick and Donato.
One to the near boards by Chicago. Hall chips it for Bertuzzi. Couldn't again get it to his forehand. Played to the far boards. Bertuzzi able to jar it free behind the net as he spins away from a check by Schneider. Bertuzzi feeds Donato. Wraparound save. Rebound. Blue paint. Hall jamming after it. And it's poked to the near corner. Chicago recovers. Allen walks across the blue line. Snaps a shot off of Berard out of play.
Yeah, Bertuzzi, a bit of a dirty stay out, right? He'll get around. He'll get himself involved in, that traffic around the net as Donato spins to the front of the net. Again, the pair of, we talked about Keandre Miller and Braden Schneider just struggling just with the puck. The start of the game, and they continue to fight it here.
10:22 to go in the second. Rangers trail 2-1. Bedard wins a face-off. Pinching is Korchinski, left side, shot it into traffic. And it'll be chipped out of the zone by Ryan Lindgren. Rangers advance into the attacking end. A shot from Panarin, left side, zipped wide of the target. Panarin gets it back. Poked free briefly by Kurashev. And the Rangers decide to back out of the zone. It'll be Panarin to wind it up in the neutral zone. Now backpedaling into his own end. Fox and Lindgren reset. And some pressure up ice from Mikheyev and Kurashev. 2 men high on the Chicago forecheck. Rangers denied entry at the Chicago line. But they'll counter here in the neutral zone. Pass for Panarin, right side, centering. Lafreniere across into the skates of Trocheck.
Right in the middle of the ice of the offensive zone. Again, trying.
Bedard drives to the net front, swept away by Mancini, and the Rangers are out with it. There's Lafreniere again. Cut to the middle. Lafreniere straight away. Late handoff for Jones. Goes all the way below the goal line to retrieve the puck. Feeds Panarin, left circle, across the seam. Lafreniere missed on a one-timer. Zach Jones, far corner. Cycling was Zibanejad. Up atop it goes. A drive saved by Soderblom.
Yeah, Kreider had come off the bench. A nice pass from Zibanejad. 20th Ranger shot.
Outlet for Dickinson for Chicago on left wing. Couldn't flag it down. Ian Foligno crashing in on the forecheck. Sent around the boards and chipped away from the waiting stick of Kaiser far half wall. There's Foligno to retrieve. Trying to start a cycle, but puck deflected away from Dickinson. Ranger took a spill near boards. Kreider fell down.
He got hit with the puck. Puck come off the boards and knocked him down. He get clipped in the jaw. Doesn't seem to be any worse from the wear as Sutherland kind of guides him over to the bench. So we get a stoppage in action here. A second period goal by Taylor Hall, his 6th on the season, has Chicago staked to a 2-1 lead. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Ranger fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel have the highest level of charter bus service in New York City, and they've been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
In 2024, you get more at Ramsey Mazda during the Mazda A Season to Move You event, like a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 starting at just $29,276. Ramsey Mazda is the proud recipient of the 2023 President's Club Award and the 2024 Cars.com Consumer Satisfaction Award. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get more to new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Back here at the Garden, Alex Faust, Dave Maloney with you. Rangers trail the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1. The goal at 6:16 of the second period. Taylor Hall from Connor Bedard and Jason Dickinson. That's the go-ahead goal for the Blackhawks.
Again, it was the Rangers in that cycle mode, and then again, when the puck gets turned over, generally everybody's out of position. And ultimately, though, Igor Shesterkin kind of pulled the puck into the net as we took at the replay with a stick inadvertently, but I think the thing was heading there anyway.
Interesting combination just now for this face-off, Dave. You have Berard, Panarin, and Zibanejad as the Blackhawks enter the Rangers zone, and the shot gets blocked. Chris Kreider on the bench, I believe, looks okay. He was just getting a little bit of attention there after taking that puck off the helmet. Schneider does well to keep Pat Maroon to the outside. Circling the Ranger net. Shot into traffic by Korchinski. And it's blocked away. Schneider will carry it out. Berard to send it in, taking a big hit from Maroon.
Well, I think he dodged most of it. Otherwise, he'd be part of the advertisement on the boards.
Maroon deflects it ahead.
You know, you play the way he plays and the style he plays, you have like an extra sense of danger. And that one rang a bell because he got out of the way of most of that hit. Berard did.
Fox swipes after the puck near boards. Couldn't get it deep. Blackhawks try to flip it the other way. The Rangers knock it down to their defensive line. And it's banked off the near boards. Bertuzzi and Donato will pursue. Donato lost out to Fox, who won the foot race. No outlet for Kakko. Try to feed it back for Lindgren. Mishandled. And Chicago takes it back. Donato. Shot blocked by Lindgren. Sturkin bats at it with his goalie stick. Lindgren is on it. Cross ice outlet hits the backside of Kakko. And Fox will have to shoot it in. Rangers make a change. 6:45 to go, period number 2. Trailing 2-1 at the Garden.
Cooley with a good follow-through hit on Murphy.
Outlet up the far side by Nolan Allen. Gets away from the intended target. Zach Jones circles his own net. 2 Blackhawks high on their forecheck, and there was a bump away from the puck as the Rangers were unable to advance it through center.
Yeah, it looked like Jones hits a pretty good speed. I'm not quite sure whether he just got a little indecisive with the puck there.
Whoa, filtered towards the net front. Panarin was waiting, had his stick down for a deflection. Soderblom stayed in position. High cycle from the Rangers. Trocheck tosses it to the middle. Mancini turns it over. Tried to chip it back to a vacant blue line. Chicago skates it out. Good stand up by the Rangers, though, to cover Bedard. And now they're right back into the Chicago end. Trocheck.
Well, that was Trocheck, right? He realizes Mancini's heading up ice. He stays back.
Schneider a one-timer. Saves Soderblom. Rebound left circle Lafreniere. Lafreniere feeds it behind the goal. Panarin surveys, passes Lafreniere. Shot blocked. Panarin gets it back. Feeds it to the doorstep. Lafreniere again. That one misses the target. And the Blackhawks have an opportunity to clear. They'll go cross ice with it in front of Bedard. Rangers trying to catch Chicago on a change here. Wound up quickly by Schneider as he dekes past Mikheyev and gets the puck deep around the boards. Berard off the bench with Carrick. And now Edstrom. Edstrom canceled out behind by Kaiser. Rangers get it back. Carrick pursues against Mikheyev. Board battle. Rangers win it. Schneider right point. Hard pass. Ricochets to the near corner. Edstrom is on it. Starts a cycle with Carrick. Feeding Berard. Tried to chip it to the front. Hard-working shift by the Rangers' fourth line. Berard walks to the left circle. Feeds it out high. It's Miller charging in. That shot took a bounce out in front and went to the near corner. Kaiser, far side, will scoot the puck back to the neutral zone.
Another good shift. I'll tell you, per capita, the fourth line is as effective as anyone.
Classic sharp angle bid. Saves Shesterkin. Rebound. Teravainen up the middle. Shot saves Shesterkin again. And Schneider is on it. But it's a long shift for him and for Keandre Miller. Zibanejad over the boards. Rangers at least have fresh forwards here as Schneider handles the puck behind his net. And he and Miller have some space to operate. Miller drifts behind his goal, angles it up the near boards and out. Zibanejad, a pass off the skate of Riley Smith, dribbling into the near corner with 4 minutes to go in period number 2. Rangers trailing 2-1. Hard shoulder far side as Kreider heads to the bench, finishing the hit on TJ Brody. Chicago in their own end. Rangers trying to pressure on the forecheck as Will Cooley finishes a hit on Korchinski. Tossed ahead by Brody into the Ranger end. Shesterkin mishandled it, a little hesitation behind his goal. And swooping in is Maroon to start a cycle. A pass broken up by a Ranger before it could reach Donato in the mid-slot. And now Hedl will settle things down. Tried to exit with Cooley, ran into Bertuzzi. Puck comes free. Hedl scoops it up. Feeds Kakko right side of the entry. Given back to Hedl. Bounced off the near boards for Fox. Locates Hedl in the near corner. Hedl shielding, walking to the net front, couldn't stuff it in. Mancini, far boards, bumped into by Bertuzzi, whacks the puck near the Ranger bench, and a couple of players go bowling into the linesman. Chicago carries the puck up ice. Stand up by the Rangers at their line, forces it back to the neutral zone.
Yeah, a little bit of Harry Carey there, the linesman in the middle in the neutral zone.
Zach Jones in the outlet, deflected in by Lafreniere. Chicago pursues defensively. Vlasic first to the puck. And they'll break it out of their zone with one pass to Kurashev. Kurashev steers it in. Shesterkin out to meet it. Jones far corner. Chips it to the near side. Mancini in a foot race. Lost out to Bedard. Now Mikheyev shielding. Darting to the net front. Backhander save. Rebound saved off the glove of Shesterkin.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a hell of a second save by Shesterkin.
Mark that one down. Bedard, far board, sauces to the blue line. Late handoff, Teravainen shot. Stick save by Shesterkin. Teravainen again, sharp angle bid near side, saved and trapped by Shesterkin with 2:07 to go in the period.
Well, they're going to take a break here, and the Rangers a little bit on their heels as we end the period here. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Get closer to exclusive talk, comedy, and entertainment on SiriusXM. Be part of the buzzworthy moments with Andy Cohen.
Kelly Clarkson, I do want to do a duet with you.
No nonsense advice with Dr. Laura.
Is this advice that he asks you for? No. Then shut the hell up.
Unparalleled wit and A-list interviews with Conan O'Brien.
Billie Eilish.
How loud can you shout?
You haven't even heard it.
That's why I'm asking.
Don't miss an exclusive moment on SiriusXM.
Historic hockey moments.
1992-93, the inaugural season for the Tampa Bay Lightning, had not just hockey fans, but the sporting world paying attention to the Bolts, thanks to a 5'7" goalie from Quebec who was trying out for the team.
The first woman to play professional hockey. There she is taking the ice. Manon Réon.
It was a publicity stunt, they said, orchestrated by Tampa's general manager, Phil Esposito.
I'd be a liar to say that I wasn't using it for publicity, but the fact is she's not bad.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockey Town.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness, Vernon and Roy. They are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Out of Town Scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails and Travel. Only two other games in the NHL here tonight. The Buffalo Sabres trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. That'll be the Rangers' next opponent on Wednesday. They're leading the Red Wings 5-3 in the second period. And a 1-1 game between the Anaheim Ducks and the Montreal Canadiens. Out of Town Scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Visit them today for the ultimate travel experience at besttrailstravel.com.
First of three in the metropolitan area for the visiting Chicago Blackhawks, who have a 2-1 lead here with 2:07 left in the middle period.
Rangers win a D-zone draw. Angled pass. Kreider tracked down defensively by Kaiser. What a back check. And now Chicago will counter with Dickinson. In over the Ranger line, down the middle, drifts out wide, forced to the near corner by Schneider, who finishes a hit physically. Tossed around the boards, Dickinson back to his feet. Hounded by Schneider, smeared along the far boards. Puck is free in a battle to a side, far half wall. Foligno tried to chip it down the boards. It comes free for Teravainen. Zibanejad, nice pass, beginning the Ranger breakout, and Kreider fed it across for Smith to get it out. A minute 25 to go in the second period. Rangers trailing the Blackhawks 2-1 here at MSG. Here is Foligno, left side. Giving it to Donato as he charges down the wall. Button hooks in the corner. Donato pursued by Carrick. Starts a cycle. Bertuzzi walks out from the corner. Challenged near boards by Edstrom. Puck comes off the stick of Bertuzzi. And another strong play from the rookie Adam Edstrom. Rangers attempt to enter. Chicago crowding their line. And they pop the puck free. Final minute of the period. Donato. Quick pass right side. Couldn't connect with a teammate. Rangers will move up ice instead. Berard couldn't get the puck deep. And Chicago will clear it out.
I'll tell you, again, this Carrick line, they do a lot of things right. They stop and start, chip the puck out of danger. Again, they spend a lot of time in the right areas of the ice, just doing the fundamental things.
23 seconds left in the period. Rangers enter. Puck batted down by the Blackhawks, given right back. Shot in tight by Panarin, seen the whole way by Soderblom. Collision far boards. Blackhawks get to the puck and clear all the way down. 10 seconds. Rangers will wind it up. Lindgren advances it for Lafreniere. He'll shoot it in around the boards. 4 seconds. Trocheck, far side, checked off the puck by Maroon. And that will do it for the second period. 40 minutes in the books, and the Blackhawks have taken the lead over the Rangers. Taylor Hall at 6:16 of the period from Bedard and Dickinson. The difference in the game through 2.
Well, the Rangers pay, once again, just by being probably a little over, just trying to make things happen in not a straightforward way. And we talked about that yesterday, Alex, where long gone is the time where you recognize, there's nobody in that kind of safety position when something goes wrong. And the same thing happens here. Now, Keandre Miller takes the pass, can't handle the pass, gets it fumbled up in his feet, but he's the left-handed defenseman down in the right corner. The right, not corner, at the top of the left circle. It's just, and it is, I watch a lot of hockey, and it's the way the game is played a lot of time. Is not a lot of stopping and starting, but we observed at the end of that second period, the most effective Ranger line has been the line of Carrick, Berard, and Edstrom, because they just do the simple things and stop and start.
Sometimes it's a simple game.
That's right.
So we'll step aside. 2 periods in the books. Don LaGreca on the way with our second intermission right after this. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
The fantasy football season is winding down, and it's time to put up or shut up. Whether you've clinched a playoff spot or have a must-win game this weekend, get the edge you need with Fantasy Sports Radio.
It's time to go ahead and start to look at the fantasy matchups for the fantasy playoffs and plan accordingly.
It's money time. Every decision is crucial. Every point is precious. You need our team of fantasy football experts now more than ever. Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app, where fantasy football championships are won.
Historic hockey moments. NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux, stop! It is back!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the legs! Oh, Malik went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
It's the Spectrum One New York Rangers Intermission Report. Now here's Don LaGreca on the MSG Radio Network.
Only one goal in that middle frame. It belongs to Chicago, and the Blackhawks have a 2-1 lead on the Rangers after 40 minutes of play. Time now for the Rangers' second intermission report, and it's brought to you by Spectrum. Rangers had their opportunities, but not as many as they had in the first period, and the only goal belongs to Taylor Hall, his sixth from Bedard and Dickinson. Came out of 2-on-1. Hall drove the net, beat Shesterkin at 6:16 to give the Blackhawks their second lead of the game. The only penalty in the period came early, Bertuzzi for slashing at 3:22. Rangers spent a lot of time in the zone, but could not get anything past the netminder. Rangers were outshot in that second period, 12-10. They're out shooting the Blackhawks in the game, 24-21. But the Rangers just can't get any offense going, and it seems to be that same problem. That first pass out of the zone just doesn't seem to connect, and the Rangers have to work so hard just to get into the zone. And once they get there, Chicago's done a pretty good job of blocking some shots and just not directing a lot of traffic towards the net. Meanwhile, the Blackhawks have been good on the rush, getting that 2-on-1, and that's been a problem for the Rangers defensively as well, of being able to stop those odd man rushes and giving up goals on those rushes. So see if the Rangers can correct that in the third period, as a Blackhawk team looking to snap a 5-game losing streak, have the 1-goal edge after 40 minutes of play. 'Tis the season to shop Rangers gear. Make the most wonderful time of the year even better and grab gifts that will make every Blue Shirts holiday. Shop Rangers gear by heading to NewYorkRangers.com/holiday gear. Coming up, we'll go around the National Hockey League. Also a big trade involving a former Ranger goaltender. And we'll also go dig deeper into the numbers in period number 2. Then we'll drop the puck for the third period here at Madison Square Garden, where the Rangers trail the Blackhawks 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruin stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations face-off. Get your tickets today.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. Thrivewell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At Thrivewell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, Thrivewell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThrivewellInfusion.com. That's ThrivewellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated TriClean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32. Bingo!
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier TriClean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Welcome back to the Rangers' second intermission report. Don LaGreca back here at Madison Square Garden. Blackhawks on a Taylor Hall goal in the second period of a 2-1 lead on the New York Rangers. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Just two other games in the NHL. Rangers will be in Buffalo on Wednesday to take on the Sabres, and Buffalo with a 5-3 lead on the Detroit Red Wings as the Sabres getting 5 goals on just 17 shots. Sabres got the first goal, Zach Benson with his 4th of the year. Detroit came back with 2. DeBrincat his 12th, Kopp his 6th to give Detroit the 2-1 lead, but it's been all Buffalo since then. Tage Thompson with his 15th. Jason Zucker's got 2 goals, 6 and 7 on the year. Lucas Raymond's got the other goal for Detroit, his 11th on the year. Second intermission in Buffalo, Sabres 5 and the Red Wings 3. They are early in the second period in Montreal. The Canadiens and the Ducks are tied at 1. Canadiens just 5 shots on goal in the first period, but converted on 1. And that was Patrick Laine, a power play goal, his 3rd goal. That's good for Patrick Laine, finding a home in Montreal, finally trying to recover from his injuries, and has picked up 3 goals already in his start to the season. But the Anaheim Ducks have come back, and they scored their 7th of the year from Troy Terry to tie that game up at 1. Jacob Trouba making his debut with the Ducks tonight. Big deal in the National Hockey League earlier today as former Ranger goaltender Alexander Georgiev was traded to the San Jose Sharks by the Colorado Avalanche for Mackenzie Blackwood. Sharks also received Nikolai Kovalenko, a conditional 5th-round pick in 2025, and a 2nd-round pick in 2026 draft. The Avalanche also added forward Jenny Smith, the former Detroit Red Wing, Giovanni Smith, and a 5th-round pick in the 2027 NHL draft. So Georgiev finding a home in San Jose. Sharks team very young, up and coming, but Georgiev just never seemed to gain any traction there in Colorado as the Avalanche have really struggled with their goaltending. And so Blackwood has played pretty well for San Jose here in the early going, facing a lot of shots with a young defense, but getting a chance to play with the Colorado Avalanche, who shut out the Devils last night to climb back into a playoff spot in the Western Conference. It's still very early, but still not a lot of movement in the NHL after American Thanksgiving, as we've seen. So it's important to try to gobble up those playoff spots when you can. Going over the standings in the Eastern Conference, Washington's in first place in the Metro with 40 points. The Devils have 38. Carolina with 35. The top spots in the Atlantic Division, the Panthers with 36, Toronto with 34, Boston with 33. Tampa and the Rangers have the 2 wild card spots. Tampa with 30 points and the Rangers with 29. Rangers playing their 27th game tonight. Tampa's played only 25, so there's been a big discrepancy in games played in really both conferences, with the Rangers 26, Tampa with 25, and yet you see the Devils with 30 games played. Also 28 games played for Florida, Boston with 29, so a lot of games in hand the Rangers have. Out in the Western Conference, Minnesota continues their surprise season, first place in the Central, tied with Winnipeg with 40 points, although Minnesota's played 2 less games. Dallas, 34 points. They're in third place, only playing 27 games themselves. Pacific, Vegas in first with 39. The Kings, they've been red hot 5 in a row. The Kings will be here at Madison Square Garden coming up on Saturday. And Vancouver is third place in the Pacific Division with 32 points. Your wild card teams out west, the Oilers with 32. The Avalanche, as I mentioned, climbed into a playoff spot. They've got 32 points. Calgary just a point back. Seattle just 3 points back as well. So things pretty much wide open in both conferences here as we get deeper into the month of December, as we're well past the quarter pole in the NHL's regular season. Let's go deeper into the stats through 2 periods of play. Rangers continue to dominate the faceoff dot. They won 60% of the faceoffs after 1, 58% through 40 minutes of play. Rangers out shooting the Avalanche the Blackhawks 23-22. Leader in shots for the Rangers with 7 is Artemi Panarin. He's having a great game. He's done a great job getting the puck on net. He also has done a good job of getting just all different shots on the net. He's also had a couple of shot attempts blocked. Alexis Lafreniere, he's got 3 hits in the game, but the leader has been Will Cooley. He's got the lone goal for the Rangers. He's got 3 shots on goal. He's got 6 hits. So Will Cooley continues to impress for the New York Rangers. Hit-wise, the Blackhawks have 12 hits to the Rangers 17. As we mentioned, the leader is Will Cooley. 2 hits in this one for Patrick Maroon. Bounced around, journeyed National Hockey League career, now landing with the Chicago Blackhawks, trying to be a veteran on this very young team. He also had a deflection that hit the post that close to the Blackhawks taking a 2-goal lead in that second period, but they've settled for the 1 as this is the second 1-goal lead the Blackhawks have had so far in the game. They got the first goal of the game for Tyler Bertuzzi, and then Taylor Hall scoring early in the second period to give Chicago the 2-1 lead. We'll see if the Rangers can bounce back here in the third period. Both teams struggling. Rangers have lost 7 of 9. The Blackhawks riding a 5-game losing streak. Excuse me, that was the Rangers' second intermission report, brought to you by Spectrum. You can make anything possible because you have a connection that's built from everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum. I will talk to you again coming up in the post-game show. But coming up after these messages, Alex Faust and Dave Maloney with a call of period number 3 for Madison Square Garden. Rangers need a goal. They trail the Blackhawks 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the Spectrum One New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
Monday Night Football is on Sirius XM. Week 14 comes to a close when the Dallas Cowboys host the Cincinnati Bengals, looking for their 3rd straight win. Full coverage right now leading up to the play-by-play at 8 Eastern on Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
He's beat Rocket Richard's record. 9 points in a game, 5 goals, 4 assists. Sittler does. 10 points. That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Garden.
On Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The Garden. The Rangers trailing the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1 through 2 periods of play. When it's game time, it's Tully time. 3rd period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. The original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. Alex Faust with the captain, Dave Maloney. 20 minutes for the Rangers to try to sort this thing out and close out this homestand on a positive note. They trail the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1 through 40 minutes, Dave.
Well, once again, you implore them, just implore them to do the simple things, but I'm just not convinced it's ever been in their DNA to do the simple things. They're top players, and that's to, stop and start a little bit, run through somebody, throw pucks to the net. I still think that that's an effective way to win in this league. Now, again, there's been a recent generation of your top players that like to pass it to the back of the net. And maybe that's catching up because it's, you're 2-7 in your last 9. And you're trailing a Chicago team here that outshoots you in the second period 13-9. It's just, and again, the lack of physicality is, but this, you can say what you like, this team is just not built that way. They aren't. And if they're not playing to their strengths, it's a difficult night, game in, game out.
I'll go back to something we talked about early in the day, Dave, and the Rangers got better at that in that second period in terms of slot chances, but really had a dearth of them for a good chunk of this game. And it's interesting you say that, because a lot of those chances were generated by the bottom six getting to the middle of the ice.
Yeah, and so you've got 20 minutes here. You're taking a shift at a time, trying to establish a little more of an offensive zone presence. And in those areas of the ice where you really do have to pay a price to get there, to you muscle your way through and take it from there. All's forgiven. The Rangers do need the game's next goal, trailing by 1 here after 40 minutes.
So they'll skate from right to left in this third period. The Rangers looking to get back on track. 2-7 since November 19th as they face the Chicago Blackhawks team trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Puck is down. The Blackhawks win the faceoff to begin the third period. Shot around the boards by Murphy. And the Blackhawks established the zone. Tero Väinö battling with Keandre Miller. Puck comes free. Foligno walks up the wall, shadowed by Schneider, who forces the puck off his stick. Now it's Foligno to rifle it in, cut off by Shesterkin behind the Ranger net. Schneider with some room to operate. He and Keandre Miller will advance the puck. Schneider up the near side, darts past Tero Väinö and sends it around the boards. Lafreniere down the far side. It's chipped away from him and out to the red line. Rangers will begin a change defensively. Rolled to net and scooped up by the glove of Arvid Soderblom.
Yeah, you get yourself an offensive zone face-off. Soderblom made a couple of big saves in the first period on cross-ice plays from the Rangers, but he's been solid. He's done what he's needed to do to keep his team in this. Face-off to the right of the Chicago netminder, Alex.
Face-off will be taken by Vincent Trocheck against Jason Dickinson. Trocheck wins the draw. Touch pass Lafreniere to Panarin. Across Fox through the middle looking for Lafreniere on a deflection, but it jumped his stick.
But let me repeat myself. Why wouldn't that puck go to the net? Lafreniere is going to the net. Get it to the net.
Chicago dumps it in around the near boards. Mikheyev spins away from the check of Trocheck. Mikheyev circles the Ranger net out wide, far side, tight turn. Trocheck marking him step for step and applying a body check in the far corner. Bedard swoops in to get to the loose puck. Shot by Vlasic through his screen. Shesterkin flashing the leather, makes the glove save as Trocheck has sticks and gloves up with Mikheyev.
Well, they had quite a battle. Mikheyev using his body. He's a bigger man than Trocheck, and Trocheck doing whatever he could to get the puck from him, and it kind of boils over to the ultimate stoppage of play, and Trocheck taking one, giving a couple, and they grapple with one another towards the end. The puck finds its way eventually. The sequence that was a lot of one-on-one play down to the right of Igor Shesterkin. It ultimately finds its way to Shesterkin's glove, stopping the play.
Just about a minute and a half complete in the third period. The Rangers trailing by 1. Puck is dropped. Donato wins it for Chicago to the point. Korchinski shoots it wide. Karam's off the backboards. Kreider will scale it up the short glass and out only as far as the red line, recovered by Bertuzzi. Now Taylor Hall. Cross corner shoot in. Bertuzzi after it. Chops it up the near wall. TJ Brodie 1 against 2. Poked free. Blackhawks take control. Bertuzzi drives left side. Tried to lift it on Shesterkin. I think that either hit the crossbar or his mask.
Yeah, I think it hit the crossbar. Alex is
taking a spill is Donato, and the Rangers break the puck out.
That was a physical play by Keandre Miller on Donato.
Banked off the backboards. Korchinski. His pass up the far wall hit the skates of the referee. Winds up being a bounce in the Rangers' favor. Zibanejad passes for Miller, centering for Smith. Perhaps one pass too many as Bertuzzi dives and breaks it up. Zibanejad out high. Shot tipped wide by Kreider, who was parked to the net front. And now Brodie will shake him loose as the Rangers begin to change. So the Blackhawks will start from their own end. Zibanejad, 1 goal shy of 300 for his NHL career, 1 assist shy of 400. Blackhawks in, down the left side, Lucas Reichel. And he'll sweep the puck around to the near side, Joey Anderson. Feeds the point. Pass across by Nolan Allen. Trying to hit Connor Murphy, disrupted by Edstrom. And here's Berard to take the puck off the near wall, charging into the attacking zone, on right wing, shielding, button hooking, passing to the back. Mancini couldn't fire a shot cleanly through a Chicago stick. Now Carrick, near corner, passes to the point. Jones, a shot, pinballs into traffic, winds up at the stick of Connor Murphy. Now Edstrom checks him into the far boards, keeping this shift going in the Rangers' favor. Collision near side. It's Berard knocking into Nolan Allen, but the puck skirts free. Chicago clears.
Once again, the most effective line early here in the third period, Carrick.
And the Rangers will try to start rolling some of those shifts one after the other. Fed around the boards by Soderblom over a Rangers stick, back to the red line. As Chicago darts in, it's Dickinson. Looked like he took a high stick, and it is a penalty against the Rangers. It'll be Adam Fox going off.
Yeah, a bit of a reach-in high stick here as Dickinson gets clipped. Adam Fox will head to the box. Looks like Kelly Sutherland and his partner are indicating just 2 minutes. So
New York Rangers penalty number 23, 2 minutes for high sticking.
So Dickinson comes in, and Dickinson does a nice job. He kind of shields the puck. You know, he turns his left side into the middle, and Adam Fox was just in the wrong position to be trying to lift the stick, and there was nothing there to stop the stick from going up towards Dickinson's upper body, and Chicago will get a power play here.
Donato on this draw. And the Rangers win it back, far corner, allowing Miller to rifle it all the way down.
Talked about that yesterday, just how good Vincent Trocheck is in the special teams face-offs, particularly killing penalties.
Classic, leaving it for Bedard to build speed. Now Teravainen over the line, left side with Donato. Sharp angle bid, stick save Shesterkin. Poked free by Bertuzzi, disrupting an initial clear. The Rangers do get it out on a second effort. And it's Vlasic. Try to advance it up the far boards. Rangers got in the way at the red line. Miller steps up, feeds Zibanejad, short-handed. Return pass didn't reach Miller. And Zibanejad tosses it on to net. No trouble for Soderblom, and drops it back into play.
Chicago playing out with the veteran Seth Jones, but I'll tell you, Vlasic has done some job here. Lots of minutes.
And without a shot blocker and Alec Martinez as Bertuzzi walks in. Martinez dealing with an injury right now. Korchinski from the blue line walks across, feeds Donato, gets a return pass left point, rotates for Bedard right side. Down low Teravainen. Teravainen inches to the goal line, centering for Bertuzzi, top of the crease. And Shesterkin bothering him. It redirects to the corner, and the Rangers clear.
Yeah, good stick by Mancini and that kind of cross-crease pass attempt from Bertuzzi.
Korchinski to walk it up. And Chicago enters with speed. Hall down the middle. Late pass behind Reichel. Hall had room to shoot, but elected to pass. Korchinski back for Reichel, right side. 20 seconds left on the Blackhawks power play. Korchinski's pass deflected away to the near boards. Lindgren with an active stick. The Rangers move it around the boards far side, and Carrick gets it out.
Yeah, really good penalty kill. And you're right, Alex. A good stick in the defensive zone on the penalty kill with the Rangers.
So the Rangers have killed off the Blackhawks power play. Chicago in, left side, rising shot by Maroon, well high of the target. Karam's off the glass, back out to Dickinson. And Chicago will cough up the puck in the neutral zone, making a change. Rangers trying to catch him on it. Fox will get the puck deep into the Chicago zone. It's Wyatt Kaiser behind their net. Angles up the near boards, not out. Jones keeps the zone. Zibanejad walks up the near wall, cycles for Panarin. Stick lifted by Kaiser. Barreling in is Berard, but Vlasic gets position. And it'll be Dickinson to clear for Kaiser. Chicago is out. 13:30 left in the third period. Rangers trailing the Blackhawks 2-1. Rangers break out. Zibanejad Over the Chicago line right side with Will Cooley coming to a halt. Half wall harassed by Donato and hounded for the puck. Jarred free. Lindgren steers it down the wall. Return pass up the boards. Fox streaking off the bench kept it, but right to a Chicago body and no one out. And Mikheyev is over the line offside as he tries to wire it in around the board. So 13:04 to go, third period at MSG. The Rangers trail the Blackhawks 2-1. We'll step aside. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG radio network continues after this timeout.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days. Whether it's a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, or powerful Ridgeline, turn your dream Honda into reality during Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 1.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Passport and a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Pilot or Ridgeline.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details.
Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network. Alongside the captain, Dave Maloney, Alex Faust here with you at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers closing out a 5-game homestand, but they're trailing the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1 with 13:04 to go.
Yeah, just 2 Ranger shots here in this third period. Obviously, a 2-minute penalty kill nullified a lot of the offensive opportunities.
The Rangers back at even strength here with Will Cooley over the Chicago line, right side. Hands it off to a pinching Fox in the corner, but his pass across the blue paint out the other side. 2-on-1 for Chicago as they counter. Cooley on the back check, slowing down the entry, and then Dickens' shot altered by a back-checking Fox who raced back in the nick of time. Cooley tripped up behind the net, no call.
Actually, it was Hedl, right?
Yes, Hedl, sorry. As Cooley darts to the bench on a change, Hedl carries the puck in. Pass broken up across the middle. But yeah, Hedl looked like he was taken down behind the Ranger net.
Yeah, sure did look like it, right?
Puck chipped up in midair, neutral ice. Gloved by Trocheck. Enters on his backhand, left wing. Serves it around the boards. Bertuzzi ties up with Lafreniere. Jabs after the puck. Works it free, and it's bounced back to the Rangers zone. DeAndre Miller spins it off the near wall, trying to catch Panarin in stride. Nudge the puck deep. Brody is on it, hard around defensively, cut off by Trocheck. He's bumped into by Bertuzzi. And Donato will have the availability to clear. Rangers regroup. Red line. Lafreniere enters. Left side. Lafreniere carries it to the goal line. As Brody follows him, Brody then trying to claim that he was hit by a high stick. Didn't see one, though. No call by the referee. We play on. Here's DeAndre Miller on a pinch. Left side. Shot from the perimeter. Patted down by Soderblom. Lafreniere back of the goal. Fed Panarin in the right circle. Fan on the one-timer. Stick from Chicago altered the shot. And now Miller will shoot it in as the Rangers make a change. Korchinski to steer it along to the near side. And Brody collided with by Riley Smith. Zibanejad picks it up. Goal line. Banks it off the backboard. Smith centering the backhand just away from Kreider. And the Rangers will have to track back to get it. 10:54 to go in the third. Still trailing 2-1. Tossed in. Vlasic behind the Chicago net. Advances it up the left wing. Maroon They'll chip it in. Mikheyev gives chase. He and Zach Jones come together. Jones with position. Works it around the near boards. Zibanejad bottled up by Reichel. Jones there to rescue the puck for the Rangers.
Yeah, Reichel had broken his stick, so the Rangers were relieved of one Chicago forechecker.
Kreider cross ice. Mancini tries to deflect it in. The Rangers are offside on the bouncing puck as Berard enters the zone too early. So we have a stoppage here.
Right. The face-off, I think, right in front of the Chicago bench as the Rangers skate right to left here at Madison Square Garden in the third period. Second period goal by Chicago off the stick of Taylor Hall. And that's the difference here with a 2-1 Chicago lead. 2 first period goals. Tyler Bertuzzi with his 6th. Will Cooley, a shorty, late in the first with his 10th. 2-1 Chicago.
By the way, Will Cooley, short-handed goal here, but he actually leads the Rangers with 9 goals at 5-on-5 this season. Pretty impressive. Rangers will start from their own end. Lingering up the middle, couldn't hit Carrick in stride, but it's dumped in on a second effort by Berard. Edstrom, shoulder to shoulder, finishes the hit on the forecheck against Alex Vlasic. And this line again causing havoc in the Chicago zone. Well, they lose out on a battle in the corner. And Chicago has room to operate. Skated out by Kaiser. Lined up by Edstrom in neutral ice. As Chicago gets it deep and will change. 9:41 to go in the third. Rangers trail by 1. Fox gains the red line. Tosses it in. Around the boards to the near side. Will Cooley is there but couldn't control the puck. Dickinson to skate it out and dump it in. Foligno in pursuit. Finishes a hit on Schneider in the corner. 2-a-side scrum develops. Schneider bumps the puck free, chips it up the near boards. Hedel unable to settle it down. Dickinson turns the corner. Checked by Miller. Keeps on ticking. Dickinson centers for Foligno. Ranger looked like he lost his stick. That's Miller. He'll pick it up as Chicago continues the cycle. Foligno down the near boards with Tero Väinö. Hedel following him step for step. Tero Väinö works it to the point. Murphy fakes. Passes looking to the doorstep in Foligno. Broken up by Schneider who absorbs a hit in the near corner. Now Tero Väinö walks up the wall. Exchanges with Murphy. Walking across the blue line. Chicago beginning a change. A pass across the blue paint by Allen to the near corner. And now Miller finally gains position on Tero Väinö, getting Chicago to back off.
Yeah, the Rangers do a good job of withstanding some really kind of old-school forechecking led by Foligno.
Outlet pass by Miller ahead of Lafreniere and turned over in the neutral zone. And the fans are showing their displeasure audibly as Miller fights through the stick check of Bertuzzi but can't get it deep, and it's tossed right back in by Kaiser.
Well, they have a right to voice their displeasure, but I think that was a result. There was a bit of a "Let's Go Chicago" chant going on in the building. The original 6 teams, fans travel pretty well.
They do. Here's Panarin, left wing. Panarin tried to shoot through the legs on Kaiser, who blocked it to the near corner, banks it off the near glass, and Panarin comes together with Kaiser late in the shift, and then Fox is knocked down in neutral ice. And he is slowly going to make his way to the Ranger bench without his stick, and he's kind of hunched over.
Yeah, he took something up high in the face, it looks like.
So the Rangers' top defenseman is doubled over in discomfort on the Ranger bench. Rangers fly in. Short side attempt by Zibanejad, knocked down by Soderblom. And Bedard is able to steal the puck away. Chicago exits. Mikheyev's shot altered by Riley Smith. Bedard, far half wall. Smith comes to him, jars the puck free. Mikheyev, right place, right time, tried to spin it to the middle, broken up by Jones. 7 minutes to go in the third period. Chicago back with possession. Bedard enters, crisscrosses with Anderson. Shot, save Shesterkin. Long rebound collected by Hedel. He'll round the corner, exit the zone. Jones now with him. Jones down the left wing, bumped along by Anderson, dumped into the corner. Hedel gives chase. Hedel wins out against Murphy. Tries to hand it off for Kakko on a cycle. Hedel gets it back, feeds the point. Mancini's shot gets to goal. Soderblom with the save. Hedel, far corner. Checked by Anderson. Puck comes free. Allen spins it out of the zone. And it's Pat Maroon to try and feather it in. Knocked down by Zach Jones. Maroon is on it. And he'll send it behind the net for Reichel, walking out in front, tossing it to the middle. Rangers cover that. Chicago able to keep the zone on a clearing attempt, and a long pass splits the point man, goes all the way down.
Yeah, now I think the Boos are raining down for a couple of turnovers in the defensive zone here, the Rangers.
Maroon to dump it in. Shesterkin out to meet it. Schneider far corner, 5:50 to go in the third. Bertuzzi gets to the stick check, it's turned over. And a wraparound by Dickinson. Save Shesterkin, rebound Bertuzzi, no. Bertuzzi gets it back, angles it to Korchinski, who zips it wide on a wrist shot. Panarin to gather and clear. Hits Trocheck in stride. 2-on-2 as they enter. Lafreniere across. Miller's shot. Saved by Soderblom. No rebound.
Well, nice offensive zone entry by the Rangers and a good opportunity off the stick of Keandre Miller, but not good enough. We have 5:28 left in regulation. The Rangers trailing Chicago 2-1. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Don't miss the biggest matches from the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. Atalanta are one of the hottest teams in Europe.
It's Lookman! Atalanta strike!
But their true quality will be put to the test when defending champion Real Madrid come to town.
Kylian Mbappe when it matters most.
Atalanta versus Real Madrid, Tuesday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the Great One Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
To Gretzky! Scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky!
Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Good to go.
Alex Faust and Dave Maloney here with you at the Garden. 5:28 to go. Rangers trail 2-1. This hockey season is easy to enjoy with Bud Light. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Face off to the right of the Chicago netminder, who has faced 28 Ranger shots and has missed one. And that's it. 2-1 Chicago lead here as this regulation time floats into the final 5.
Tie up on the draw. Rangers win it back. Fox is back out there. Fed Miller, a blast that's knocked down by the blocker of Soderblom and cleared out. Good to see Adam Fox back out there after taking some kind of stinger on a hit in neutral ice. Chicago with the puck in their own end, fed out by Foligno. Miller turns it over. Dickinson down the middle. Fox right place, right time to defend. And now Miller races around his net, charges through center, in over the line, right wing, into the right wing corner, Chicago zone. Fed it around the boards, though too hot to handle for Kreider, and is cleared back to the red line. Quick up from Fox. Panarin enters left side, comes to a halt, top of the left circle, stolen by Hall on the near boards and cleared out. It's a clean breakaway for Donato. Moving in Donato, stick handle, shoots. Shesterkin stays with him.
Wow.
Never really a clean shot for Donato, who was eyed the whole time by Shesterkin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Cooley feeds it right wing, intended for Riley Smith, but never reached there. Chicago denying the entry. Now the Rangers trying to get a forecheck going with a puck in the near corner. Cooley harassing Bertuzzi. It comes free. Smith chips it into the far corner. Hedl is on it, looking to cycle to Cooley. Cooley gets there, works it up the far board. Schneider fumbled it, but he recovers and gets it to the far corner where Smith tries to return it up the wall. It's chipped out of the zone. And off of Chicago's stick, it would have been icing, but it doesn't reach the goal line in time.
Great save by Shesterkin, right? Again, Rangers get caught deep trying to make something happen, trailed by 1.
Angled up the far boards, Lafreniere for Trocheck, unable to get it deep, intercepted by Vlasic. And now Bedard the other way will crisscross with Mikheyev. Bedard, stick check by Fox, drifts to the right corner. Fox checks him into the near boards. Vlasic back up top with a drive, wide of the target. Kicks out of the near corner. Kaiser, D to D. Vlasic, shot, altered by Lafreniere. Hops in the air. Fox is there. Chops it off the backboards. Bedard is on it for Chicago. And then Lafreniere is able to steal that one away. He'll feed Panarin in over the Chicago line. Stops on entry. Looks for Trocheck down low. Hands it off Lafreniere. Back to Trocheck, right wing corner. Up top, it had Miller, and it bounced over his stick.
Yeah, again, it comes down to simple execution, and the Rangers just, right from the get-go, have had trouble with the puck.
Fed off the Chicago bench, and we have a stoppage with 2:44 to go, and this frustrating night for the Blue Shirt faithful continues as the Rangers trail 2-1 in the closing stages. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. We'll step aside. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Ranger fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel have the highest level of charter bus service in New York City, and they've been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated TriClean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkey, turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32. Bingo!
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier TriClean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. Crunch time here at the Garden. 2:44 to go. Rangers trail by 1.
Face off in the neutral zone in front of Chicago's bench. Chicago with possession, Alex.
2-1 the score. Alex Faust, Dave Maloney here with you. The Rangers, been a frustrating night. Trying to end this 5-game homestand in the win column, get out of this rut. 2-7 in their last 9. Shot in around the boards. Owen Allen is on it for Chicago. Far side, creeping down the wall. Zach Jones gets the steal with Kakko nearby, though miscommunication and a pass that flutters away. Miller trying to save the zone there, but Dickinson got his stick down to keep it for Chicago. Walks in with a blast off the glove of Shesterkin harmlessly to the near boards. Chipped ahead by Kakko, not far enough. And Kaiser will toss it into the Rangers zone. Shesterkin guides it off the backboards, trying to keep play moving and avoid a D-zone draw. Under 2 minutes to go. And the Rangers will have to look for a way out to get him to the bench for an extra skater. Trocheck backtracks. Chicago backs off. Shesterkin inches out of his crease. Zibanejad, hard pass off the far boards. Rangers enter. Send it around the board. Shesterkin to the bench for the extra skater. Chicago skirts it back to the red line. Adam Fox drifts back in his own zone with the puck. 90 seconds to go in regulation time. Rangers trail by 1. Trocheck, far side, rips it around the boards. Kreider tracks it down near side. Zibanejad unable to connect on a pass. It's intercepted by Donato, banked all the way down, no icing. as the puck rolls slowly to the Ranger goal line. Panarin circles his own net to restart. Rangers break out. Trocheck sidesteps his way past Dickinson, angles it off the backboards. Now Kreider near corner, works it around to the far point. Fox across for Panarin this way with Zibanejad. Back to Panarin. Zibanejad again, left circle. Fans imploring for a shot. Zibanejad gets one, but misses the target. Panarin, rink wide for Zibanejad, near side, collects off the wall. Final minute, hard around, far side. Panarin half wall, locates Lafreniere in the corner. Back to Panarin, up top Fox, touch pass Zibanejad, one-timer wide. Panarin off the far boards, sends it to the net front, pinball out in front off the stick of Kreider. Chicago gets to it, and Foligno will clear. Half a minute to go. Rangers trail by one. Lafreniere a stretch pass. Zibanejad unable to direct it in off his stick. It's an icing against New York with 23 seconds to go.
Well, I know you've used the word frustrating numerous times down the stretch, and I think that's an appropriate description of what's happened here. I just find it hard to believe that this group of Rangers are on the cusp of going 2-8 over the last 10 games, and they really haven't played the elite in the league. You know, in that stretch, it's been New Jersey. You know, and really, Soderblom he's faced only 29 shots. Shesterkin's faced 32. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch. I can't imagine how frustrating it is on the bench. The fans are frustrated. No timeout called here with the defensive zone face-off with just 23.2 seconds left in regulation.
Shesterkin back in his net. Rangers win the face-off. He'll race to the bench. Panarin to shoot it in. Around it goes. Zibanejad far side. Checked off the puck. Bounces to the middle. Rangers get to it. Panarin turns and fires. Block. Rebound. Kreider unable to get it to goal. And it's sent all the way down. Rangers are going to run out of time. It dies before reaching the goal line. The horn will sound. And the Rangers drop this one to the Chicago Blackhawks by a 2-1 score.
Well, again, you look at, the goals, both goals, he just paid dearly for, misplayed puck, trying to make something happen with your kind of cycling in the offensive zone and not being in a position to defend when it goes wrong. And Chicago comes in on the first of three in the metropolitan area and gets a win for their coach and their new coach in the second game behind the bench for Sorensen. And the Rangers are in trouble. Absolutely in trouble.
It's a very appropriate and succinct way to put it with the Rangers situation. When you widen out the lens, it's 14-12-1. But it doesn't feel that way right now. They are 2-8 since November 19th. As they lose here to the Chicago Blackhawks, the last place team in the NHL. And this rut that they find